friend and she's got that lady style. She's got a groove that's so rad, she'll make you wanna dance. Shelly's the queen of the Jersey Shore, you get the chance. Hey Shelly, Shelly dancing in the moonlight. Hey Shelly, Shelly shining oh so bright, so bright. We're gonna party till the morning light. Oh, Shelly, Shelly, Jersey girl, delight.
Look at Shelly in the house tonight, giving it up, feeling so right. New Jersey girl, she's got that style, that style. Now scream queen with a million smiles, catching all the love from around the world. Whoa. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light in the darkest times? You make it bright, Bloodstream dreams, we're all by your side, by your side. Love doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're our live stream star, star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth, no sugar-coated grooves. Melody, then get out the way. Jersey girl with something to say. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From halls to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight, living it up, feeling so right. Yeah. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Live stream queen with a million smiles, and she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Live stream things where we side. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a live stream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. This is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths, and this is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. It is Monday, May 27th, 2024. It is 9:33 a.m. on the East Coast. I want to wish a happy Memorial Day to all the U.S. citizens out there and Americans, and to the rest of the world that don't celebrate our Memorial Day. Just happy Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. It's Madonna Mia Monday, because life is just a constant shit show and you're just riding one wave or another. For those not in the know, Memorial Day in the United States is a day set aside as a federal holiday to remember and mourn, or as I like to think, celebrate the lives of those brave men and women in our armed forces that gave their lives, who sacrificed fighting for freedom and what they felt was right. Now, there's a lot of different opinions out there. The words are blurry. Are they blurry because of, and you said that my words are blurry. Are they blurry to you or in general? Is it because of your allergy meds? Because that would stand to reason. Just to you? Okay, you made me nervous. Girl. All right, I'm gonna get to chat in 1 second. Let me just get through this little part. Like I said, there are a lot of opinions out there. And to me, no matter what reason the government gives for the battle, I think we choose to remember those who put their lives on the line out of honor and with noble purpose. I Orders are orders. Soldiers do as they're told. They're not making the decisions up high. They're just doing what they think is right. They're doing what they took an oath to do. And I respect them for it. And I mourn their loss. I do. And I'm grateful because I don't want to be the one fighting. I'm perfectly honest. I would be absolute shit on a battlefield. I don't have the courage for it. I don't have the physical fortitude. I don't have any of that. So I appreciate every sacrifice that's been made so that I can sit here and bitch about things. You know, I have the freedom to do that. I have the freedom to make mistakes. I have the freedom to make my life better or mess it up depending on my mistakes. You know, I wouldn't want to live somewhere where I don't have the right to talk about whatever floats into my empty little head. So yeah, we celebrate those who put their lives on the line and whose families lost loved ones for us. It's the most selfless thing I can think of. It really is to go and rush headfirst into danger to make sure other people who can't are protected and defended. So to all the soldiers out there who are actively working, I know this isn't your day, but I send you much thanks. To those who have served and survived it, you know, my heart is with you. I thank you very, very much. It's so awkward to say, but I really do appreciate what you've done. And to those lost, may you finally find peace. May you be enjoying your eternal peace and, you know, just feeling the gratitude. The gratitude you probably didn't get in life, I hope you feel in the hereafter. And I thank you for everything that you've done. Now, having said that, to the rest of the world, happy Madonna Mia Monday, because just one shitstorm after another. Let's take a little look at chat. I don't expect a lot of people. I really don't, because it is a holiday here. And so they get to sleep in before they go to a barbecue or a beach or something. It is the unofficial start of summer. I know summer doesn't really start till June 20th or June 21st, depending on who you talk to. But around here, Memorial Day weekend, that's the first weekend down the shore. That's the start of the summer. It is the start of the boat trips and fishing expeditions and cookouts and gardening and all that. So this was always a huge weekend for us. It was always a big family gathering. We'd go down the shore and go to either my cousin Donnie's house or to my uncle's house. They both lived right on the water. And we'd all go out in the boat and whatever. My uncle had this huge freaking boat because he fancy like that. His boat cost more than his house. And my cousin Donnie had his sailboat and his other boat. And it's like, I had my little dinghy my uncle kept in the backyard. It was a rowboat with a motor attached that I could take out whenever I wanted. It was just for me. And then he moved on to he upgraded me, was 13, to a regular just boat, like a real boat. So that was fun. That was for me and my grandfather because we used to go out fishing and crabbing together. That was a constant thing. I miss that. I miss spending 12 hours hung over the side of a boat, holding on to a string that's tied to chicken back with the net in one hand and the line in the other, slowly bringing the crab up so I could scoop them up. There were no traps. We didn't do that. God forbid you take the easy route. No, I had to learn how to do it with literally a chicken back or a chicken leg on a string. That's how I learned how to go crabbing. So, your girl got some skills. I got some skills. Now in my chat, I have Wolfram dropping links like it's hot. Thank you very much, honey. I appreciate that. He wipes his paws, lopes in, and howls. Ooh. And you said, I can hear you, but the words are blurry. I love your descriptions because I can actually understand that words being blurry in your head. Dang allergies or a small cold attacked me as soon as my head hit the pillow last night, waiting for the Zyrtec to work. Girl, do you not hear me? I'm like, half my nose is completely stuffed. And I went to sleep at I went to bed at about 3. And I laid down and all of a sudden I was like, Katie, I need a ball. I need a ball. Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it. And she came like running with this serving bowl that I had. I didn't have it in me to be like, no, I need some. I was like, well, fuck it. This will get thrown out. And I was so spectacularly sick. I don't know what happened. My eyes were closed. I was just about to drift off and all of a sudden everything spun, but my eyes were still closed and it wouldn't stop spinning. And that was it for me. Like my stomach, I could feel myself turning green. You know that when you're like, will I or won't I? And then you just get that little extra burst of saliva and you're like, yeah, I'm throwing up. Yep. No, it's coming. Sure enough. You could hear it because my throat is like raw. I threw up for like an hour. Pleasant, I know, this early in the morning, but what are you gonna do? I tell you the truth. Good, the bad, and the ugly. So yeah, I didn't fall asleep again until about, I don't know, 6 o'clock. So I've had 2 hours of sleep. I'm gonna use toothpicks or tape like Tom and Jerry to hold my eyelids open. So I highly doubt this is gonna be a very long stream. So I asked if it was blurred to everybody. She said no, just her allergies. Her eyes are sealed shut. Oh, honey, that was me this morning. They were all dried out. Iron Rabbit, hello, lovey. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And yeah, I'm working on call today. Hubby's working, so just another Monday. And for a lot of people. And you said prisons don't shut down for Memorial Day. No, they don't. But thankfully, they sent Tommy back to the state one. So I don't got to worry about it. It's great. It's nice not having that sort of Damocles just hanging over my neck all the damn time. Inhumors may have been that movie. You know, I was thinking that because we watched. I'm gonna go over like my weekend in a minute, but last night on Old School Watch Party with Winning. That's the show that Winning and I do together every Sunday night, at 8:00. Start off on YouTube and Rumble, and eventually just switch just to Rumble so that we don't have copyright issues and censoring issues. And we start off with a small chat, and then we do a documentary. Well, last night I've had a shit week, absolute shit week, from Monday through the whole thing. Just one thing after another kept happening. So I was a little battered. And instead of doing a documentary, we did a double feature just for laughs because I couldn't get into anything serious. I just wanted to laugh. And so we watched The Jerk with Steve Martin first, which was hilarious. And thank God he found his rhythm in the end. Spoilers. And then we watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, I hadn't seen The Jerk since I was a kid, so it was brand new to me again. And I'd never seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And oh my God, what a trippy movie. But the motion of the camera, even like during, I was like, oh my, you could hear me as we're watching. I'm going, oh my God, stop moving. Because it was so bad. And I really do think it made me sick. I really do. Because I've never, like, I don't get sick like that. I mean, it was bad. It was so bad. Everything was spinning hours later. So, yeah, it might have been. It might have been. Iron Rabbit said, can't chat much, picking beats, girl. That's messy business. That is a messy business. Because they dye. That's what they used to use for like red dye, wasn't it? Or purple dye. Beets. And you said, I wish I liked beets. I've heard they help blood pressure. Going to try some pickled or maybe some different ways. If you try like a beet kind of relish, it's not bad. You could also, beets are pretty good if you puree them and add them to things. Like if you add them to like tomato sauce or if you use them as like a dressing or mix it with a dressing. Like if you have a very strong tasting dressing, experiment, like make little things and like mix the beets in. You could also you could add beets to different protein shakes, stuff like that. They're not that bad. I mean, they can be an acquired taste, but pureed is actually much better. It's actually much better. Wolfram, what did the beets do to you? She's just picking those beets, damn it. She's gonna pick them into submission. P digits. Finkel is Einhorn. Okay. How many paranoid people does it take to change a light bulb? Why? Who wants to know? Yeah. That's what you say. Why? Who wants to know? Why? You writing a book? What's fuck? Inumers, just beat it. No one wants to beat it. Too funny. Too funny. Iron Rabbit, thank you for dropping those links. I appreciate that. Same for you, Wolfram. P Digits, the jerk is awesome. Sir, do you realize you're speaking to it? Mm-hmm. Oh, when he talked about the eggplants, I was like, oh, he was like, we're keeping out the eggplants. I was like, oh, he means the Molignons. Because that's, of course, what actual, like, guineas call them. That's just the name they gave them. Moulignon is eggplant. Beet hummus and beet and potato mash, roasted beets. Nice. Iron Rabbit's gonna do the Bubba Gump thing, but with beets. You got barbecued beets. You got boiled beets, oven roasted beets, mashed beets, sliced beets, julienne beets, minced beets, beet juice, beet hummus, beet cheese. I don't know. Oh God. And you said my son told me a funny joke. What did the mom tomato say to her kid lagging behind? Better catch up. Pete, that was a good one. Pete Digits jerk. He hates these cans. I know he hates these cans. Get away from the cans. Mm-hmm. Indian burrs. I've had roasted beets. Tastes like an old cellar. Damn. First of all, I highly recommend you don't go around licking cellars or basements. I'm just saying. It's just one little recommendation. And then maybe the beets will taste better because it won't remind you of like yucky old cellars. Okay, the smell of it. Oh, okay. Les, hi, honey. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Monday. Madonna mia. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, don't yeah, don't go around licking old cellars. I wouldn't smell them either. They all smell musty and icky. All right, so let's make a concerted effort to start this week off better than last week. Yeah, because Bongo, like last week it was nothing but just nonstop fucking drama for me. Iron Rabbit, I roast beets with pineapple and cloves and cinnamon. Ooh. Yeah, but that's good too. My brother's got me drinking beets every morning. Helps with does it help with blood circulation? Took a bit to get used to the taste. I might have to try that. Listen, I've added so many supplements to my diet to like change my joint pain and do my pain management without these friggin' big pharma meds that were messing with my head. Hey, Wolf Kinder, how you doing? So, I mean, I've made a lot of changes. So adding beets to it, it's on the list. It's just right now I just added an estrogen balancer, which of course evened out my cycle so that, yeah, I was a nightmare all last week. And that was on top of everything else. Last week was the hardest week of my life. My father. Oh my God, I am so sorry, honey. I wasn't, oh my God, I wasn't aware. I am so sorry. My deepest condolences, honey. Everybody, please show some love to Lady Autumn Sky and let her know that she's very loved, very welcome, and we're here for her. Honey, I'm very sorry. I mean, I've been where you are, so I know how hard that is. Just know that I'm sending you all the love and compassion that I've got left. So, you might tap me out, but you're worth it. We love you here, and I am very, very sorry. Iron Rabbit said the beet smoothie, beets, pineapple, banana with ice and blend. I don't know how I feel about beets and pineapple. This feels very acidic. The banana I could get down with though. Pineapple though is super sugary, so that might help. Can't put too many cloves in a ham, in my opinion. You can if you eat the ham and your mouth goes numb. That's a problem. That could be a problem. If you really love cloves, P Digits, you would love my pumpkin pies. No pun intended. I tend to be a little heavy-handed on the first one with the cloves. And then I remember, I don't know why, it's always the first pie always gets just a little too much clove for my taste. Wolfkinder, sorry for your loss. Everybody sending hugs. Condolences from Inya, Wolfkinder, Iron Rabbit, P Digits, Wolfram. We love you, girl. We love you. We're here. If you ever want to talk, you know where I'm at. Just say, hey, I need you. And my very first available moment, I'll get back to you. I promise. Inya Merz, that's me with my mom's Christmas tea. Can't put enough cloves in it. I'm not big on the cloves and the tea. I like the cinnamon sticks in teas. But then again, I also take apple cider, put a cinnamon stick in it, and put it in the microwave for like 2 minutes so it's nice and hot. That's like perfect for me. Yamaha Biker, what's up? Yeah, but that pineapple, I know. The ladies do like that pineapple. Yes, they do. It does change the taste. I don't care what y'all say. Trust me. If I know you're eating pineapple or drinking pineapple, then I'm gonna be a happy girl. Okay. So not for nothing. If you want the rewards, make it worth my while. All right. So having said that, because of me throwing up all last night, like today's breakfast is coffee and literal dry toast. Like my daughter made me toast and I was like, where's the butter? She was like, I don't think it's good for your stomach. Bitch, you know how dry toast is? Like, really? I got denied butter. She's like, I don't think it's good for your stomach after last night. Yeah, because she was right in front of me when I was puking. She was not happy. I was like, I swear to God, if you do it, I'll kill you. I was like, don't do it on my rug. I got this under control. Like, leave the room. Get out. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I was like, she did. She kept it together, though. I'm very proud. Very proud. I wouldn't have done that in front of her had it not snuck up on me out of nowhere. So I couldn't stand up. Like my head was going so like swirly. It almost felt like I had a concussion, but I didn't. Like, you know, that disorientation that you get when you have a concussion and then all of a sudden you're just like, bleh. Well, that's how I was at 3:30 this morning. And yeah, my husband's excuse for liking pineapple on pizza, weirdo. I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just saying, Inya. Yeah, it could be worse. Would you rather have him have pineapple on the pizza or have things bitter later? I mean, it's a trade-off. Now that we went degenerate, happy Memorial Day, nerd. I just want to say I had a great weekend for all intents and purposes. Had SmackDown on Friday with WWE, King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday, both of which, of course, I watched with Winning, and we took part in the whole, Nightbird mystery and whatever. I was having fun with that. He also picked out a whole bunch of new movies to surprise me with, so we had a good time with that. We just had a great time hanging out, just me and him, watching movies and laughing whenever we could. I wasn't in a very social place. That's why I didn't do a show on Friday, because I didn't feel like I could. I was kind of on the fence about today, but I figured, well, it's Memorial Day, it's early, nobody's going to show up. So I could just talk and it'll be fine. But yeah, last Friday, I was not in a social place. Thursday, I was not in a social place. I couldn't talk to anybody. T-Rex tried talking. I was like, I can't talk. And then the thing is, I couldn't even get the words out. Y'all need to, like, if you come up across Winning, thank him for handling that, because I don't think anybody else could have. Like, I was a fucking mess all week. I put him through it. It wasn't that I was mean or intentionally like obtuse or whatever, but my emotions were all over the place. And I mean, my week was nonstop shit. And so by Friday morning, I just needed to be quiet and I needed somebody to lean on. And luckily I have him for that. He's really good at taking care of me when I need it. I don't know. He makes sure I'm in a stable place mentally, emotionally. And the thing is, I found out I just need to be clear about my needs and where I'm at, in my heart, in my head, in my life, in my finances, and everything. I can't assume that he's aware of everything. That just frustrates me and it frustrates him. And that leads to like a blow up, and then it's all emotional. And, me with my doom and gloom scenarios, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Dude has his own battle scars from me. Not that he's a saint. He's a pain in my ass as well. But But he's 95%, amazing, and then 5% absolute pain in my ass. Uh, and that's damn good ratio, I think. I'll take that any day. Any day. But last week was hell week. My mother was on a house hunt, if you remember correctly. The deal in Georgia fell through, and instead of my mother, just calmly saying the deal fell through, we're looking for something else or whatever, she goes into her melodramatic, poor me mode with the I'm not moving at all and da 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 da. So that she just catapults me into overreaction, which it looks like overreaction to other people. To me, it's just my mother reaction. Like, that's just the reaction I only have with her, because she likes to push that big fucking button, the one that makes everything else shut down. She's so good at that. So we went from the Georgia house to a Tennessee house that I picked out. Gorgeous. I mean, I fell in love with this friggin' house. She ruled it out immediately. Immediately. She let me think I had a chance of getting my opinion in there. And then she just ruled it out and showed up at my house. Showed up at my house early in the morning. I had just fallen asleep, so I had no sleep. And she's just, the poor me and blah, 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 and she went through her whole spiel. And she wasn't listening to anything I said. And she wanted to move to Delaware, and then she's bringing up West Virginia. And I'm like, what is your problem? Like, she wasn't listening to my side and what I need. And I kept saying, Mom, it's not about what I want. It's about what I need. It's about what my kids need. You're not listening. And it kept going back, and we were screaming at each other in front of my kids, because my kids are grown. So they're sitting here like, what the fuck? But eventually my son was like, you know what? Like, after this endless back and forth, with my mother and all her soap opera drama martyr glory, my son actually told her, Grandma, you're being dense on purpose. He called her out for upsetting me and for playing the victim. And she didn't like that at all. She was like, oh, he hates me now. And I was like, Connor, your grandmother thinks that you hate her because she's all about the secrets. And he was like, I don't hate you. You're being stubborn. You're being stupid. Like, you're not listening to Mom. She's being very calm, trying to tell you what we all need. And all you care about is, it's far from here. It's far from here. It was like, you're not listening. And then you're getting defensive, and she's not attacking you, but you're pretending like she is. Like, he really let her out. I was so proud. He was like, I don't hate you. I love you, but stop being stupid. And she left all weepy. She didn't like being told off by her grandson. And it's weird, because coming from him, it probably meant more than it did from anybody else. I don't know. My mother is trained to only care about the opinions of men. So for her grandson to be unhappy with her, that's oof. But yeah, she did that for days and days and days. And it was just like, really? This is the shit I got to deal with? Here's some hope, I'm going to rip it away. Here's some hope, I'm going to rip it away. Here's some hope, I'm going to rip it away. And she did that to where I was fighting with winning. I got into the whole doom and gloom of, I'm never going to leave this apartment. I'm going to die here. Just stop talking to me. You're better off not even being friends with me. Like, you deserve better than that. And he was like, what is your problem? Like, oh my God, I can't believe we're going. Okay, I guess we're going here. And we had it out, because I was in a state. I was she had me so worked up. The show Wednesday, I was able to articulate some things. And then by Wednesday night, everything was good. I had a good morning on Thursday, and then I didn't. And then everything just, you always talk about shit hitting the fan, but it's very rare you get to see it happen in real time. I mean, you talk about major shit hitting the fan. And I shut down. I shut down. Um, just give me a minute. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That was the height of my personal low. You guys helped me on Wednesday. You did. Um, my shitstorm peaked on Wednesday. And that storm has now passed. My mother is actually in Pennsylvania right now looking at a house. She was not optimistic when she sent me the house, and she was like, "Here, look at it, whatever." And y'all don't understand how I look at these properties because I only get to see like pictures and like details or whatever. I literally have a list of requirements that I need met before I go anywhere. And I sent her back a text and I said, "I like it." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "I like it. Go for it." Like, do I want to move to Pennsylvania? No. No. I know where I want to be, but I know that there's work to be done before I get there. And I'm going to need hands-on help for that. I'm going to need room. I need to get the hell out of this apartment, to get out of this city, away from these damn doctors who don't give a shit. You know, so there's steps I got to make. You know, I hope they take me to the place I want to be. If they do, that's amazing. If they don't, I'll adapt. It'll break my heart, but I'll adapt. Either way, I gotta enjoy the journey. I'm not gonna sit here and bemoan the fact that I have work to do. I can't deny it anymore. I can't just jump ahead into what I want. I have to do what needs to be done. And there's a lot of work involved, and it's gonna be painful. And I don't mean like psychologically pain. It's gonna be physically fucking painful. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not. But I'm looking forward to the results. So I have to keep that in mind. Very hard to keep that in mind because it's hard to keep momentum when things get difficult. It's hard to stay motivated, um, especially when you're going to have setbacks. Everybody does. You know, I'm working towards something physically. I'm going to have setbacks. There's going to be flare ups. There's going to be complications. You know, there might be meds I have to take that I'm not entirely on board with. So I'm going to have to be very vigilant about that. But my first step is getting the fuck out of here. Gotta get out of here. So she's looking at a house in bumfuck Pennsylvania that I liked. I mean, I don't love it. I could though. I could make it homey. I could turn anything into a home because I'm there. That's what I do. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's the next step. We'll see. But I could tell you, like, getting through this last storm, it took a lot out of me. Like a lot. And I'm tired. I am soul tired. So I have a choice. Do I keep going or do I just give up and keep status quo? Well, static quo. What the fuck is it? Status quo. There you go. Static quo. Mm-hmm. Told you, 2 hours of sleep. Don't expect miracles from me, people. Status quo sucks donkey balls. It really does. So that's unacceptable. It's an unacceptable decision for me. That's not a choice I'm willing to make. So I guess I'm gonna have to put in the work and take extra time and just hope that it gets me where I want to be. Oh, let me look at chat that has been going. See, I gotta ignore y'all when I'm talking because otherwise I'm just gonna talk to you the whole time. Which is fine, but I have some stuff I have to say. Cat, he's literally sitting on my computer chair, like trying to like claw the shit out of the back of it. I get you, get you. That is not a scratch. I don't mind, but you have like 5 million scratch and posts in this house. Why do you use my furniture? Cabatos. I give you cocotazo. Anyway. Well, if you enjoy a spooky, slightly twisted tale, subscribe to I Have a Story. Absolutely. Absolutely. With that velveteen voice of his. Anya said, my husband excuse for liking pineapple on pizza. Yeah, we went over that. Sorry. I'm a little behind. Give me a break. P did is pineapple belongs on a pizza. No, it does not. Pineapple belongs on a Virginia ham with cloves. That's the only acceptable place for pineapple if it's not in a pineapple upside down cake, which I make an amazing one because it's my son's absolute favorite dessert. If I make him a pineapple upside down cake, have some like vanilla ice cream with it and some whipped cream. Oh, forget it. He's in his glory. Throw a little like maraschino cherry on top, and he's like, oh, that's his favorite. Oh my God. And yet he never asked for that for his birthday. He is like insistent on ice cream cakes and well, it used to be Angry Bird cakes. I used to have to make him Angry Bird cakes. It was like whatever. He likes banana cake. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not big on banana cake. Banana bread? Yes. Banana cake? Me. Anyway, love a good Hawaiian pizza. Morning, Suzanne. Oh, God, I said it. I'm so sorry. Good M, Suzanne. Good M. Happy Monday. Happy Memorial Day. I'm just catching up in chat. Everybody's saying hi. That's good. And you said, yeah, I'm like 50-50. So 95-5 is really good. I mean, he's 95-5 with me. You push his temper and you get that 50-50. But I don't get that part. He does. He he's very tolerant with my bullshit. He calls me on it, but he could deal with a lot more of my bullshit than I ever thought possible. And he's like, all right, comparatively, you're not that crazy. Which, when I know what I'm being compared to, I fully agree. But I mean, in my own right, my crazy's pretty up there. It's just not malicious crazy. I really do think when I'm like trying to have these discussions that I'm doing the best for the other person. Like trying to save them from me and my fucked up life. Iron Rabbit, have to stop typing now. Turning pink with juice. Girl, phrasing. You're turning pink with juice, huh? Rabbit. Oh, no. No. And my mind went degenerate. I apologize. It's my default setting. It's my default. Yamaha biker. Are you canning or melting? Don't melt on me, Rabbit. I mean, she could. Isn't that what you intend when you do your whole deep voice thing? For everybody to melt on you? P Digits, gotta run. Everybody be well. Have a great day, honey. I'm 10 minutes behind. It's not too bad. Good on, Connor. Yep. Thank you all for the well wishes. I was changing my twins' clothes, so I couldn't address y'all individually. I appreciate y'all. It's been difficult. Honey, that's what we're here for. That's why I do this show, so we could be there for one another. You coming here, T3? No, I'm going to Pennsylvania. It's a really nice house. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, walk-in shower, huge tub. It's not a lot of land, but it's enough for starting out. Because I don't plan on staying there. I really don't. There's nothing but forest across the street from the front of the house. There's little bit of woodland behind it and on the sides. The neighbors are far away, but not so far away. There's plenty of privacy, public sewers, public water, not a flood zone, not a tornado friendly, like not a frequent tornado zone. You know, the worst we're going to do is have a lot of snow, and that's fine. The windows are huge and I get to watch it and it's pretty. So if we get this one, I'm not upset about it. I'm not. I like the kitchen. The kitchen was the part that sold me because there's a nice big island in the middle. No sink, no stove, just pure workspace. And the countertop in the middle comes out a bit so you could put a chair, like a stool under it. That'd be perfect for me to actually sit and prep food and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I liked it. As a first step, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Yamaha, well, enjoy it while you can. I've only done 2 lives so far, and I think the edge is about to give way. YouTube won't put up with me for long. Honey, if they put up with me and the things that I've said, give me a break. Trust me, you're fine. In Yumers, I think that's why mine loves me as much, because I'm not malicious, just insane. But it's inward insanity with the brain that likes to overthink. Girl, me too. See, but I overthink and then it's, let's talk about this. And it's like, oh, jeez. And it's like, listen, we're either going to talk about it or I'm going to make it up in my head and we can miscommunicate it and blow up about it in 3 months. How about that? No, we'll talk about it now. Okay, thank you. And we'll just get that out of the way. Wolfkind on. I want to put pineapple upside down. You know, you love that. That is a really good cake. I mean, it's just, and I make it so that it's nice and like caramelized, but like it's a little crunchy, like around the edges, like the whole crust is a little crunchy. Because I don't like it when it's soggy. I mean, my mother used to make them and it was always soggy and icky. And it's like, no, I want it to be crunchy. So yeah, so you get like that nice lattice work of the caramelized sugar. Oh, it's so good. So good. And it's so pretty. Yamaha, no, I can't help that I'm naturally beautiful. Put down the beer goggles. It doesn't get prettier. I mean, it just depends. It depends. Listen, I've never had that coyote ugly moment where you wake up and you want to gnaw your arm off because the person next to you is so ugly. I have woken up next to somebody I did nothing with and they were sucking on my fingers while I was asleep. So I mean, I've had weirdness. But that's what happens when you're young and stupid. You tend to be around people who are also young and stupid. It's good. You get it all out of the way. And now like almost nothing surprises me in that kind of way anymore. Like when people say, oh, they did, da, 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 I'm like, oh, okay. You don't think that's weird? Of course it's weird. Is it surprising? No. Like, you're going to have to go that extra mile to shock me. Lady Awesome said, side note, my cousin is Fry King of the Dallas State Fair. Nice. And has gotten an award for his fried upside down pineapple cake. Oh my goodness. Has he really? He also invented the fried Oreos. Oh, he's to blame. Those are good as hell. They really, they are good as hell. I don't allow myself to eat them because it's just like, oh no, they're too good. And I could literally feel my arteries clogging. In your mirrors. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. It absolutely does. Wolfkind, sounds positive, Shelly. I already think of you as a neighbor. Now I'll just be a closer neighbor. It's literally right in the middle of Pennsylvania. Oh God, it's 2 words and they're really weird. Panley, I forget. I'm gonna have to memorize it at some point if she buys the house, but she's there now. She harassed them into a showing yesterday. So they drove there and I haven't heard from her. So I think she wants to just avoid fighting. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. Just saying she's looking at the house. I like the house. If it goes through, great. If it falls through, okay, next. But I am hopefully done letting her play with my emotions. Well, from sucking on your finger. Yeah. Yeah. I was 23 at the time. It was right after my breakup with Billy. I was just hanging out one night and I fell asleep on this Vicky's husband's brother's bed because we were all hanging out and having like a barbecue or whatever. And I went upstairs because I had a headache. Everybody was hanging out in the room and I fell asleep. And I woke up to this kid, this like 18-year-old kid. Thank God he was, 18, sucking on my fingers. And to this day, they still call him KFC. Finger licking good. Because it's like, I remember waking up and going, what the hell are you doing? And he was just like, what? To the point where Vicky and Spanky were both like, bro, were you just sucking? Did my eyes see what I think they saw? He was like, what? His name is Ricky, but nobody calls him that. He has spent the last almost 30 years being called KFC. He went to the Marines, came back, and they had a sign outside his house. His friends hung the sign, welcome home, KFC. So, I mean, once you get a nickname around here for something like that shit, that ain't never going away. That they'll put like on a wreath when he dies, it'll say, we will miss you, rest in peace, KFC. Like, it's just a thing now. But yeah. And I didn't know this kid. I didn't even know who he was. I was like, who are you? Where'd you come from? I'm Angel's friend. I was like, of course you are. Like, of course you are. And then like he ran out and Angel came in and he was like, what's everybody laughing about? I was like, you have like shit friends. And he was like, what? And his brother, Spanky, because Angel and Spanky are brothers, his brother goes to him, yo, your friend, she was asleep and she woke up. He was sucking on her fingers. He was like, no, he wasn't. He was like, we were like, yeah. All three of us were like, yeah. He was like, I'll be right back. He beat that boy's ass. Ooh, like he beat his ass. I never got out of the bed. I was like, that's it. I was like, I don't care. I'm still tired. Like it's 7:00 in the morning. It was one of my like few nights that I got out. But I mean, I didn't go home till like noon. But yeah, it was a whole thing. A whole thing. Or it used to be a favorite, but my stomach doesn't like them anymore. My stomach doesn't like anything. I drink coffee, it rebels. If I have anything with milk, it rebels. If I eat eggs, no. Like I literally eat and I go, all right, what's your decision? Oh, good. You're not going to give me a problem today. That's awesome. At least it isn't Totes, Arkansas. I got no brothers or sisters, so I wouldn't fit in Arkansas. Not blood brothers or sisters. Although, I mean, Connor's grandpa is his uncle as well. He's grandpa uncle, so I might fit in Arkansas. Yeah, I'm like the coyote moment. Oh yeah, but it was because I rolled over and stared into the mirror. I realized it was only me. Got halfway through my arm before I realized it. That I've had those moments. I've had them where you think you're all cute and whatever, and you just like you stretch, and then you catch a glimpse of yourself, and like, oh my god, who is that? You're just like, who did it and ran? Mm-hmm. Yep. Lady. Okay, you've mentioned the fried butter before. I don't understand how you fry butter without it melting. Is it like frozen beyond frozen? Like, I don't get it. At some point, it's going to melt, no? Maybe that's what happened. No, I'm not going to say. Because I used to joke that she just ate butter. Maybe that's it. She just got fried butter on a stick. It would explain a lot. Lady Awesome said he was on Oprah and they did a show, she and Gail, about going to the Dallas State Fair. Nice. That's awesome to have that kind of thing in your family. I mean, what is my family known for? Fixing cars and, well, the other things I don't want to know. But I mean, my relatives, like, what am I going to say? Oh, I had a relative who used to eat glass. Like, that's great. I had a relative who had to live in California for 30 years because the mob was after him. Like, okay. So you have positive things to talk about. I don't know what that's like. I really don't. Inyamer's last. I think I saw a news singer documentary about him years ago. I'm pretty sure I looked this stuff up like a year ago when I first started this channel. When I first started the show, I should say. Because I know we've had this discussion. I was fascinated then. I still don't understand the butter thing. Well, that may have been it. I used to love Oprah. Maybe. I don't know. I got to look it up. But I mean, that is awesome. It is. And yes, she did a show about a murder spree in a small town I grew up in. It was a crazy time. Oh, I love when Hoboken makes it onto the news. I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, what do we do now? Because as soon as they say, now, coming to you from Hoboken, I'm like, shit. Usually a politician doing something horrible or some mobster washed up on the freaking Hudson, on our side of the Hudson. It's like, whatever. Iron Rabbit break time. First bowl fully peeled. You are very, very good. My kids want a red velvet cake before I pickle all the beets. Damn. I'll be honest, I never made a red velvet anything. Nope. Nothing. I don't know. They don't make it well here, red velvet cake. So I kind of got turned off trying I tried a couple. And when I say a couple, I mean like better than 5. They just don't. I don't know. They can't keep them from drying out. It's weird. And the ones that don't dry out have no taste. And it's just, ugh, I haven't encountered a red velvet cake that I like yet. But I'm hopeful. Hope springs eternal. And you said my husband's cousins are also his stepsisters. Dad married his brother's ex. Weird family tree right there. I mean, whatever works. As long as there's a family tree to be had. It's not like my sister who's like, yeah, this is my family tree with just my family because I don't know who my kids' daddies are. Oh, like Maury Povich looks at her and goes, bitch, I ain't got that much airtime. Like it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I could say that with Olaplum because I might have 2 baby daddies, but I also have 2 kids. I know which one is which. There is no doubt. They didn't require paternity tests. They looked at them and say, yeah, no, those kids are mine. That kid's mine. No shit. They look just like you. My daughter has a little bit of my looks. My son looks just like me, but physically he's built exactly like his father, and he got his father's chin. But it throws everybody off because he got my hair, he got my skin, he got my coloring. But then he smiles, and they're like, "Oh, there's Eddie." His eyes just went anime. Like, there's Eddie. Katie is the spitting image of her father. Like everything about her entire face, her mannerisms, all her father. Which is why I have such a short fuse when it comes to her. Because she says things and it just pushes that button. Twisted trees are fine. They're more ornamental and you can climb them better. Just imagine that. You're better to climb. Kind of stayed right in the middle, didn't it? Not kind of stayed right in the middle. Well, you use that knot to, rise up. It tastes like a warm roll. Nice. Hopefully that tree didn't produce crab apples. Oh, I mean, I think we all have some crab apples in our families. Our family trees, mine, so much low hanging fruit on my family tree. So much. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time breathing with like half my head clogged up. Lady Awesome said, it's too delicious. I only had it once. I would be as big as a house. Like I said, I just haven't had red velvet cake that I like yet. I don't, and I'm trying every time I bite into one, I try not to have expectations because I'm like, just take it as it is and enjoy it. And I just don't. It's crazy how not blood twisted, but to see them all together. They really think of each other as cousins because they married when most of them were young teenagers. And that's the thing. I mean, my mother and Alfredo have been together since I'm 15. You know, I've known Eddie since I'm 15. But when we hit our like peak hormone years, we didn't give a fuck that his uncle and my mother were dating, like living together, because they weren't married yet. So we hooked up. And then, of course, my mother's like, we're getting married. I'm like, great. That's just great. And then later, 10 years after that, I go and get pregnant by the same, Eddie. And he's like, every time he would introduce me to like one of the girls that he was dating, because we just had a very casual thing going. We were never like, oh, we're going to fall in love or whatever. That was never my intention. It was purely a, hey, we have fun. Let's have sex. And that was it. That was our relationship when we were young. Like it is what it is. But I would meet all his girlfriends and whatever, and I'd be totally fine. Be like, hey, what's up? And he'd be like, this is my cousin Michelle. My cousin Michelle is my favorite cousin. I'm like, And I'd laugh because then they'd, of course, think that he was safe with me. And I'd be like, dude, no, don't leave him here. Take him with you. I know him. Take him with you. Because he is not to be trusted. But yeah, it's funny. It is. Iron Rabbit Beats keep the cake moist. You had to make me say it. I managed to avoid the word and gives vibrant color. Maybe that's why all of them just taste terrible here, because I think they just throw red dye in it and that's it. My kids all look like me, but with certain features from their dads. My daughter is like my twin, but with darker hair and skin. Yeah. I mean, Connor's very happy to have my hair and not Eddie's, because Eddie's got that thick, like curly hair. And I have very soft, wavy hair. It can curl depending on how long it is. The longer it is, the wavier it is. The shorter it is, the curlier it is. But if it's super short, it's super straight. I don't know. My hair's weird. But yeah, he wound up with my head of hair, without a doubt. And my skin. Well, Shelly, give me a minute. I'll come up with some singers that knock a lung loose and clear them sinuses right up. I mean, there's things that'll clear my sinuses, but he lives far away. Lady Awesome said, my first daughter, everyone thought we looked just like as a baby. My second looks like my mother when she was young, and my youngest is literally my mini me. Yeah, Connor is my mini me. Well, now he's my bigger me. Because he used to be my mini me, and then he fucking grew. And it's not fair, because I used to grow at 1.2, and then I stopped at like second grade. That was it for me. I was the tallest one in like second, third, and fourth grade, and then everybody else like started growing, and I was done. Like I was done getting taller. Like that was it for me. So I went from being the tallest in my class to the shortest. Well, one of the shortest. But with my personality, I have a very big personality. You'd be amazed how many people argue with me. I had a cab driver that argued with me that I was not 5'3". He was like, you are a lot taller than that. I was like, I'm not. He was like, yeah, you are. He was like, there's no way you 5'3". I was like, no, I am. He got out of the fucking car. Now, this dude was like 6'5". He was huge. Big black dude from Dominican Republic, built like a fucking mountain. And he's telling me that I'm wrong. So I was like, all right. I had to get out anyway to go to work. I get out and I looked up and up and up, and I just kept up. And he was like, wow, You are really short. I told you. He said, but you're so loud. I was like, thanks. But he meant it in a good way. He was my favorite taxi driver. He used to pick me up like easily 3 out of 5 days a week. Um, and it was funny. He was he was a sweetheart. He's the dude that didn't see me for months and drove around with um a bottle of Dominican Republic rum underneath his seat with my name on it because he bought it for me and brought it back just for me. And I was just like, okay, like what do I do with this? And the weirdest thing I know. Well, he did ask to take me on that vacation, and I was like, for what? You been trafficking? I was like, you're not selling me in the Dominican Republic. He was like, no, 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 you belong to me. No, don't. Like, no, I really don't. But listen, short little white girls who can cook, we're in high demand, okay? In Dominican Republic. That's what they like over there. Especially if you got junk in the trunk, which I do. So, yeah, I don't think I had one damn taxi cab driver that didn't say something about either my boobs or my butt. I don't know. It's weird. My son hates going anywhere with me. He's like, why does everybody flirt with you? Because I'm a flirty fucking person. He's like, you just say hi. And they're just like, hey, yeah, you ever give a massage? What? Like, I'm sorry, what? Like when I fell in the street, the guy was like, yeah, on your knees where you belong. Oh my goodness. Like my son why'd you say it didn't matter if he was 5 or 15. He gets very like in your face about it. The fuck do you say to my mother? It's good though. Like, and I could rein him in. But it's funny. People just flirt with me. It is what it is. I was the tallest. And you said I was the tallest in 3rd grade, and by 5th, I was the shortest and stayed the shortest. Yep. Mm-hmm. I wasn't the shortest. Anna had that. My best friend had that. Because she never grew over 4'11. Like she was super short. Her nose though kept growing. I mean, we talk about like the Pope nose. Oh my God, that's got nothing on Anna's nose. No, we're talking like plague mask, but without her actual face. Like that's how big her fucking nose was. Oh, that was so mean. I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. So I'm all about the truth. It was big. Like it was big, girl. And you have no idea. Whenever she would sneeze, I'd be like, can you point that thing in the other fucking direction? I don't want to get like sucked in or covered in anything. Like, because it's going to go one way or another. She's like, you know, you're a bitch. Yep, sure do. Sure do. Yeah, no, it's whatever. It is what it is. She made fun of my big hair. I made fun of her big nose. Guess what, bitch? I can change my hair. Wolfkinder, in a rainstorm, my hair is just gonna go flat. In a rainstorm, she's gonna drown if she takes one big breath. Like she can clear a lake. Snorkeling. I mean, she just forget it. Just go underwater, but on your back because there's no freaking way. She'd be like raking the bottom of the ocean. There's no way. Wolfkid said, I stopped growing in the 4th grade too, surrounded by midgets for 3 years. Was hard on the one who just wanted to hide. Yep. It was always, it was fine when I was the tallest because they'd put you in the back of the line because we went in size order. It was always in size order. So I would be in the back of the line. And of course, who am I with? I'm with all the guys. So I was perfectly comfortable back there, just surrounded by the boys. These are boys I'd gone to school with for, 5 years already. So it was like, all right, whatever. And of course, any guy that was in line in front of me, I got to pick on because it meant he was short. And then slowly I moved from the very back of the line all the way to 2nd in a row. Well, 2nd or 3rd. It used to fluctuate between me and this girl, Maureen. Maureen Veracruz. She was very Irish. Her mother had that thick Irish accent. I loved her. Oh my God, I loved her mother. But yeah, it was always like Anna, Maureen, and me in the front. Occasionally Rosemary. But like that was the core four. Like we were the four shortest. And it just depended what shoes we were wearing, who was going to be in what spot. Anna was always in front though, which I hated because you could see me over her head. So I couldn't even like make a face without teaching. I can see you, Michelle. Good for you, bitch. But no, I was a good kid. I just, I can't control my expressions. Yamaha biker picture and Shelly strapping on the helmet, donning the climbing gear, and climbing that mountain. I mean, why do I need a helmet? I just say the kind of mountains I climb, if I fall, there's a mattress. It's all right. We're good. Yep, if they decided to do alphabetic, I was the last. I was right in the middle because my middle my last name started with an M. Not too far from the P that it starts with now. Well, the Zamora kid was behind me and then next to last. You always have that one kid with that really bizarre freaking last name, right? And they're always like the Z name, and you're just like, where do you come? Like, are you from Africa? Like, I never met anybody with the Z starting last name. It was so weird. And then like we had one, I can't remember what the hell the name was, like Zeba something, Zebarush, Zetterberg. I forget. It was some weird fucking name. Totally didn't fit what this kid looked like. But it was like, all right, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I always had the Guinea name. And I just hung out with my fellow guineas. Headboards can be rough. I mean, that's why you sand them out. Padded headboards really can save a bitch. I'm telling you. If you have a padded headboard on a 4-poster bed, I mean, that's just fun all around. There's multiple ways you could like maximize on that. Come on now. I could honestly tell you though, the first time that I was with Tommy, when he, because I couldn't have sex for like years because I was just traumatized. And we worked up to it. And the first time I ripped the headboard off the wall. I mean, I broke that bitch. And it's funny, but it's like at the time I was like, oh my God, I broke the headboard off the wall. Like, he was like, I don't care. He was like, break whatever you want. Just enjoy yourself. Don't stop. But yeah, no. People need to learn to like, that's why y'all haven't figured out why we like a lot of pillows. Because they help in like positioning. They protect the head. You can put them under here. You can tilt this. That's why don't mock the pillows, dudes. When your wife or your girl wants to buy pillows, be like, buy as many as you want. Because they will benefit you later. I promise. And if they don't, well, you can call that bitch on it because that's what she originally bought them for. Looks and practicality. So having said that, the boy in the elementary school where everyone giggled when some teacher said his last name and her shits. Sorry, I had to mute for a minute. Oh God, today is day number 1 with no cigarettes. We'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes because I can't breathe. Let's face it, I can't breathe. So I let them run out last night. I didn't buy any more. And we'll see where that goes. There's stuff that I kind of want to talk about and I kind of don't. So, called him Mr. Shiny Ball. And you said we had Schoenhals? Schoenhals? Is that what his name? Schoenhals? And you called Shane Hall. So you call them shiny balls. Oh, lovely. That's lovely. We weren't quite that sophisticated. We really weren't. We were so like, I don't, we knew nothing about any kind of like sex or sex talk or dirty talk. Like I said, I spelled sex. I just say sex and I'd whisper it until I was like 17. Like it was bad. Like we were just so repressed and so like, don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Like 8th grade, everybody was, they're talking about blowjobs and whatever. None of us knew what it was. None of us. And of course, they asked me and like this other girl, and they're like, you know what? We're like, of course we know what it is. Dude, I was never going to admit I didn't fucking know something. What are you, crazy? They're like, well, what is it? Really? Because if you don't know, I can't tell you. Like, it's really not my place to tell you. I know how to get out of it. But I mean, none of us knew what a blowjob was. We literally thought you just, I don't know, like, what does that do? He just puts his thing, because that's, of course, what we called it. Like, he just puts his thing out there and you like blow on it? What does that do? Isn't it cold? Like, can you use a blow dryer? And it was like, these are the questions. I remember having these conversations with the other girls because it's not like we can ask the boys anymore, because by 8th grade, there was only 14 of us, 12 of which were girls, 2 boys, 1 black boy, 1 gay boy. That's what we had. So essentially we had nothing. And it was just like, okay, like, and we were 12 girls who hated one another. Hated. We were mean. Like, I don't know where, like, I had lost my dad the year before. So like the summer before I started 8th grade. So I went into that whole year depressed and highly sensitive, and if I didn't burst into tears and like crumble, I burst into tears and punched you in the face. Like that was the beginning of my aggression. So that was how I reacted. But we were just mean to one another. Like I didn't start with anybody. I just wanted to be left the fuck alone. Like the whole year. Just leave me alone. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. But for some reason, I had to interact with all these horrible girls who were just mean and malicious and vindictive. And, they like to, make you upset and humiliate you or whatever. So I had a whole year of me just literally just fighting everybody I knew. Like it was terrible and losing because I didn't know how to fight at that point. But yeah, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But girls are the worst. Absolutely the worst. It's how it's pronounced. But we knew nothing, and we all pretended like we did. So I mean, the lying to yourself starts very early on in life when you're like, I'm not going to admit that. What are you, crazy? Like, no, because you have that like wounded pride. You're like, no, I'm not going to say that I don't know. Yeah, I would never admit that back then. Now I'd be like, I have no friggin' clue what you're talking about. Let me look it up. Because now I have Google. What the hell was I going to do? Walk into a sex shop and be like, hey, I know I'm only 13, but can you tell me what a blowjob is? I don't think that would have went over well. Not for me, anyway. In his science, and he's shocked. Oh, he was the best teacher? Wait. Oh, Mr. Shiny Balls. He was a science teacher. He was the best teacher. Awesome. Give us straight citric acid. Would curse us with this wand to have the fleas from the elephant's butt attack our armpits. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He was hilarious. I mean, he sounds hilarious, but I don't want to be attacked by fleas either. Wolfkinder said, oh, there was a girl in Catholic school around 6th or 7th grade who would diddle herself during movies and film strips. We all knew, and I think we were all in shock. No one talked about it. Jesus! I mean, that's a huge red flag now. Now you're like, can somebody call social services? Because if she's doing this in 6th grade in front of people, what's she doing at home in the privacy of your own home where she's comfortable? No, this is bad. Yeah. Edis, hey, how you doing? What's up? Long time no see, girl. Welcome. India Mers. I wonder if she was messed with. Yeah, I did that, but in elementary school until I realized what sex actually was, and that was shameful. Sorry, no, honey. There's no such thing as TMI. Don't you dare. Um, See, I didn't do that in elementary. I went the other way. I went the no, no, no. I have no feelings. I have no nothing. Like I'm just I just went full on into tomboyness. If I could avoid anything having to do with being a girl, I did. Like I cut all my hair off. I did. I cut my hair super short. Super short, like bowl cut, like that kind of short. And then I went shorter. I don't know if you remember like the DA haircut, the duck's ass haircut where it's all short layers, like a boy's haircut. Kind of like Ralph Macchio haircut. I had that for a couple of years because I just didn't want to be, feminine in any way, shape, or form. I went from being a little girl who wore nothing but dresses, bows in her hair with long, curly, beautiful hair and like a little giggle to just fighting everybody and being rough and louder than necessary and cutting all my hair off. And I refused to wear makeup and I refused to like do anything girly because it was like, don't look at me. And then I went to high school and that all changed because I realized, oh, I'm in an all girls high school. Yeah, let me go and be all girly before they start calling me a dyke. Which of course they did to any girl who was even slightly tomboyish. So it was like I made that decision very early on and it served me well. But yeah, I knew girls who just they were rough and tough kind of girls. They were fine, but they got made fun of and that nickname or that slur, because that's how they said it, followed them for years. So I was kind of glad I avoided that at least. Even though I was having sex with women, but it was like, but they didn't know that. You couldn't tell. Like, because I was like super lipstick girly. So yeah, no, don't worry about the TMI. We all deal with our stuff in different ways. He just said, hey, Shell, lights are out. Some people just don't give a fuck. I moved. I'm in the South now, baby. Get your butt down there. I'm trying. My mother is not making that an easy thing to do. It is said I'm still in the tomboy stage, only with hair. I mean, I'm always going to be part tomboy. I like working on cars. I do. I like working on cars. Hunting don't bother me. I love to go fishing. If I'm going fishing, I'm gonna have no makeup. My hair's in a ponytail. I'm wearing a tank top over a bathing suit with some shorts or some, like I don't know, like some culottes or whatever, like capris. It doesn't matter as long as I'm comfortable. I don't give a fuck. With some beat up sneakers, and I'm good to go. There's no nail polish. There's no jewelry. There's none of the girly stuff because I got shit to do. I want to go fishing. I'm not going to be a model going down a runway. Like I want to be comfortable. If I want to jump in the goddamn lake, I don't want mascara down to my chin when I come out. Like, so yeah. But I do. I like the rough and tumble stuff. I have no problem jumping in puddles. That's my favorite thing to do is to go run out in the rain and just twirl around and just enjoy it. I like stuff like that. If I was like super girly, then I'd be my hair, my makeup, my nails. I can't. Like I can be very feminine, but not the high glam kind of one. That's way too much effort for something you got to wash off. Like I'd rather be natural and be a girl. I'd rather be comfortable. I've always been comfort above anything else. That's why I always love my boots and my sneakers. Comfort. Don't burn to death. It got hot fast. I mean, That's one of the things that scared the crap out of my mother about being in Georgia. That and the bugs, which apparently were palmetto bugs, like big flying roaches. She was very upset about that. Very upset about the bugs. It's like, okay. She's and the ground was uneven. So then she goes and sends me this friggin' property in West Virginia. And I'm like, you worried about uneven ground? Well, this is 8 acres. It's 8 acres you can't fucking get to because you're literally in the valley of like 3 freaking hills. Are you kidding me? And what happens when it rains? It all floods down to the friggin' house. What happens if, it snows? It's all going to drift down to the house. We're literally going to be like completely encased in that goddamn house. Are you kidding me? But there's 8, but you can't get to it. I mean, what are you going to do? Build a ski lift to get you up to the other parts of the friggin'? Get out of here. I can't. Like, she doesn't think. She does not think. Oh, well, it didn't look that bad to me. Oh, the two sets of staircases, did those look good to you? Hmm? Well, you could live in the basement. Oh, can I? I can live in the basement and never be to the other parts of the house? Bafangle. Like, no. So yeah, I've been standing up for myself. Y'all be proud of me. My son was good though at getting through to her. It is said I bounce all over the country and I hide from the sun as much as possible. Vampire alert, vampire alert. Oh, hell's bed. Need my battery. Be right back. Girl, what were you doing? Well, I mean, I know we were talking about a little diddle here and there, but now you're looking for batteries? Mm-mm. Like I said, there's never too much information. Anya said, I haven't had nail polish since my daughter was 12 or 13 and would ask us to do nails. Probably wasn't considered a tomboy, but a book nerd. I mean, I was both. I was both. And I always hung out with boys. I didn't like hanging out with girls. Every time I hung out with a girl, there's something petty and bitchy always happened. I have no tailbone because of a little petty bitch who wanted her turn on the swing before it was her turn. Like, so yeah, no, I don't like hanging out with girls. I love y'all that are here, but I don't know that we'd all hang out like face to face, like a lot. Like, I think it would. The femaleness would clash. Women tend to clash, or I tend to clash with women because I don't know. There's only so much bullshit I'm willing to deal with, and then I call you out and you get all mad. So it's like whatever. I'm a lot more polite on here than I am face to face because if we're friends like face to face, I'm gonna tell you about yourself every day. Every day. You ain't there. I will not shine sunshine up your ass. Like it's not gonna happen. It is fine. I won't tell you I'm touching up some roots here. Hush. I'm both girl and tomboy. I'm complicated. Well, we all are. We all are. But when you involve batteries, I get curious. Wolfkinder, I'm happiest in jeans and flannel. I love flannel. I love to sleep in a like giant flannel shirt. Not the flannel like nightgowns. I just I'll buy a dude shirt at Walmart and just wear that. Because it's so comfy. It's so comfy. I miss the days when I had my own room and I could just sleep in a shirt, no drawers, and not worry. No, I sleep in the living room, so I have to sleep like in full pajamas, and it's like I feel so restricted. I really do. We call them Mexican cockroaches and now palmetto. Yeah, that's what we call them in Florida. I'm pretty sure that's what she was upset about. We had Mexican cockroaches and then German and American. The Germans were the brutal ones, which I had attack my house when my teenager left her window open for 6 months and didn't tell me. Oh, no. Did she really? Wolfram, Shelly, what? Why are you yelling at me, Wolfram? Girls suck. It is said, and for fuck's sake, battery charger for the laptop. I mean, that's a likely story. I mean, you call it what you want. And don't think there aren't plugins for the laptop. I had girlfriends until after high school. same. Maybe hang out, never live with another woman, even relatives. I know that's what's going to suck about living with my mother. Because it's when it comes to females, really, it's just me and her. Because Katie don't really matter. Like Katie, not that she doesn't matter, but female wise, she's still child minded. So she still fits in that category of not being an uppity older woman set in her ways. Like my mother is a uppity older woman and I am set in my ways. Like I'm not saying I'm uppity or I'm old because fuck y'all if you think that. But she's uppity and obstinate and argumentative and oh poor me and like and it pushes every button I have because she uses weakness to get your sympathy. And I hate weakness. I hate it. You're allowed to be weak once in a while. I get it. I'm there for you if you are. But she uses it like a freaking crutch on a daily basis. And I hate it. I hate it. The whole, oh, I'm so dumb. Yeah, you're dumb. You're dumb for pulling this bullshit with me. Like, because you know it's going to aggravate me. You know we're going to argue. And then you're all, oh, I didn't come here to argue. Oh, the fuck you didn't. Like, the fuck you didn't. Shit. It's not like the woman doesn't know me. She knows what she's doing when she comes here and starts shit with me. She knew what was going to happen when she woke me up at 11 o'clock in the goddamn morning with a different, she was knocking on that door like she was going to raid me. Like I woke up like, oh, like I had no idea what was going on. So that set me off. I hadn't slept to begin with. So it's just like, we blew up. We blew up. And my son was just like, oh my God, like, he's not used to me being like that. Because I'm not like that with anybody but her. And he really was upset. He was like, you're not listening to my mom. You're not concerned about her at all. He was like, you're being really selfish. And she was. But she didn't like hearing it from him. See, from me, she could always say, well, we always had issues and you're always blaming me. She can't use that same excuse when my son says it. And especially when my daughter is sitting behind him, like she was on the bed, he was on the ottoman in front of my mother. And she's like nodding along going, yeah, grandma, like you're being fucked up. Like, really, you're being fucked up. And yeah, I prefer that, but that's when I consider you more personal friend, family, the hard honesty. Oh, absolutely. Listen, when it comes to brutal honesty, that's what Christine is for. Although thankfully over time she's gotten less brutal and just more honest. Wolfkinder, I'm avoiding changing my flannel sheets for cotton as long as I can. It's starting to get too warm. I know. I used to love the flannel sheets. I mean, you could do a nice crossover. Like, go try like the jersey sheets. I mean, not to like push Jersey because I'm from Jersey, but like try the Jersey cotton sheets. Those actually feel like the flannel, but they're cool like regular cotton. So they're a nice little in between if you want to try that. And you said, yep, about 2 to 3 years ago, it was a fucking mess. So much was going on. I even quit my job for a while during the height of it. Yeah. Hey, cool gamer. What's up? What's up? We all have our times. And that's going to lead me right down this road of where I was going. I know y'all are aware of what goes on in the YouTube sphere. And rather than say anything about that, I am going to remind you guys and anybody who's listening that things are not always as they seem and nothing is black and white. So I'm going to remind everybody that there are different perspectives. I'm going to make this about me because I'm not going to talk about somebody else. And it's easier for me to put this forward than anything else, which I didn't think would ever be the case, but here we go. Um, most of you know that I spent the first 5 years of my life in total neglect and upheaval. Right? There was physical, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse that were part of my literally everyday life since the moment I was conceived. Uh, my father threw my mother down the stairs when she was 5 months pregnant with me and my sister. That led to us both being born non-responsive, non-breathing, essentially dead. She was beyond any help. And I, thanks to one very stubborn nurse, was able to be resuscitated and saved. And so I'm not gonna lie, some days I curse that bitch. I curse her determination because it's like, really, like, why? But I look at my kids and I think of my friends and I think of the love that I've had and the fun that I've had in my life and the blessings, and I'm more appreciative. But some days it gets hard to see those blessings. So the first 5 years, besides living in like pain and paranoia and constant fear, we lived in poverty. Dirty house, no food, eating mini dog biscuits because my high ass sadistic father thought humiliating me in front of his little sycophantic fucking friends was hilarious. Clothes were always dirty or ill-fitting, or just ugly because we didn't spend money on that because we didn't have the money. Working at 3 years old, imagine 3 years old learning how to make leather goods. Now, I'm not saying I made masterpieces, but hey, Darth, what's up? Nothing. We were just talking about size difference. Anyway, and batteries and pineapple. Take from that what you will. So it sounds a lot dirtier than it is, but that is what we were talking about. Like, it's not what you said, it's how you spin it. Anyway, like I was saying, I didn't make any masterpieces at 3 years old, but my father taught me very early on how to do the embossing, how to make the indents with the different, we had all these metal molds and, how to put words, like what words I wanted. He'd give me like a list of names and I would have to like, hammer these indents, hammer these molds into the leather. So I would do belts. I was in charge of pretty much belts and wallets and badges because a lot of people like those little like pin badges, but they let them specially made. So that was my job at 3. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But while I was doing that, that was what we did for a living. We sold leather goods in a flea market. Not the most stable income. That's what I spent years doing. I spent years watching my father beat up on my mother. Helpless to stop it, and just you got to bear witness to it. One of the hardest things for me to admit was that my father kind of rented me out. 3, 4 years old, just here, do whatever you want. Just give me my stuff because he needed his fix. I got thrown out of a moving van at 4 years old after going to his quote unquote nurse's house for his pain shot for his leg, which I found out later was, his heroin dealer. And he'd do it right in front of me. Yeah. Literally just on the other side of the beaded curtain, because that's what kind of a house it was. But I was constantly surrounded by drunks who smoked weed and cigarettes and drank nonstop. And They had weird senses of humor and there were no boundaries. And it was a lot. Then you follow those years up with 4 years of um, being the distraction my father used when he did his big drug deals in Chinatown. Did I know what kind of danger I was in? Nope. Nope. I know now. I didn't know then. I knew something was shady, but as long as I wasn't getting hurt, I couldn't give a fuck. Like I had no extra energy to give toward that. Just put my soup in front of me because it was always in a restaurant. Just put my soup in front of me and I'm going to just eat this one freaking long ass noodle forever and pretend I don't see anything going on around me. But with that, that kind of lifestyle of his came rampant emotional abuse, acting as leverage for him to hurt my mother, my grandmother. You top that off with constant threats and, him shooting my dogs. And then the sexual abuse that I hated myself for and I blamed myself for and couldn't face until this year. So that's a lot. You got 9 years of hell because my parents were selfish, monstrous people with serious personality defects and evil in their souls. So I know a little bit about the horrors of growing up in a party hard world with selfish parents who make too many mistakes. And yet I loved my parents. To this day, I still love my parents. I wish I could hate either one of them or both of them. That would make it clean for me. But I don't. I love them. I wish they'd have loved me. That would have been nice. I still struggle with feelings of self-worth because of that. But I don't feel like it's hopeless. I'm never hopeless anymore. I've had times in my life where I've been hopeless and I've done drastic things. Luckily, they don't take or people bring me back because for some reason, God's like, no, not done. Kick her back down. Like, kick her back onto that mortal coil. Glue her hands on for a while because I'm tired of dealing with this bitch. But somehow I always wind up having that hope restored. And often I find it here. That's been a blessing that I didn't even think I was ever going to have. I never would have guessed that this would be my happy place, that this would save me. I find my hope here with you, with my peeps. You don't judge me. You don't insult me as a parent. You don't insult me or point out shit that I already know. You listen and you talk and you share. You support, but never let me lie to myself. I don't feel so ashamed when I reveal the ugly parts of me to you. There's no hesitancy from me when I talk to you guys, really, because I'm not expecting a return of humiliation and derision from your side. It does make a huge difference knowing that I can come here and I can talk about the horrors of life and I can talk about my emotional dysregulation and I can talk about all the weird shit that goes through my head and just be me. And I know you're not going to be like, you're a fucking freak. You're this, you're that. Hey, well, Raleigh, what's up? You're not going to make me recoil. You're not going to take my shit, which I've come to expect. But there's no, blame. There's no coulda, shoulda, woulda, shout. Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I didn't. Or I couldn't. You say I coulda, but could I really? Like a lot of things in life just happen. They're little pushes that you get and you wind up in a place and you're like, why? How did I get here? Like, because you don't even realize that you're walking in that direction. It's this slow, steady progression that's so incremental that you don't realize it. And then there's the flip side of that where just suddenly you're catapulted into this situation. You're like, whoa, like I can't deal. And it overwhelms. But coming here, what you all give me, the acceptance and compassion that I can actually move toward you and look forward to speaking to you, because there's an expectation of support and just a no nonsense kind of attitude about it. And I know there's going to be laughter, and I know there's going to be genuine feelings, and you're going to listen to what I'm saying without drawing conclusions right away. And if you do have like any kind of conclusion that you've drawn, you usually don't hit me with nonstop negativity. Like, you'll just say, look, this is what it looks like, and we'll get into it. We'll flesh it out, because you make it an environment where we can talk. There's no finger point, and there's no, oh, you were so stupid. There's no shame. You're not trying to shame me. You're not trying to punish me. You're just there, accepting that this is me, good, bad, and ugly. You have loyalty and empathy and grace. I wasn't the best parent. I went through different stages of shit. My kids probably saw things they shouldn't, because I was, emotionally or mentally all over the fucking place. I know they've overheard things that I really wish they didn't know about me, but oh, freaking well. Like, I'm not my mother. I don't keep secrets. And they're old enough now that it's like, all right. I tried my best to keep everything from them when they were young and impressionable. But I wasn't the perfect role model 24/7. I wasn't. I'm still not. I made very bad decisions in my life, and my children have suffered the consequences. Yeah. And I know that, and I feel guilty for that, but I try to do better every day. I backslide. I do. But do you guys hate on me for it? Or do you celebrate those moments where I'm moving forward, where I'm trying to be better? Those moments of clarity. Because usually that's what you do. You support, and then you celebrate the good things. You actually bring attention to the good things, so they overshadow the negatives, so that I have the strength and energy and hope to go forward, to keep going. As I've said, you guys are my support, and that support and love keeps me motivated to keep getting better. My presence here, me coming here, makes me accountable. I only come here because it's, and I hate to use this terminology, but it's safe. Because I know I can tell you whatever I need to tell you, and you're not going to attack me. You're not going to make me sorry I told you. But this kind of thing, it didn't happen overnight. It was a process. I had to almost die, if you remember, to wake up and want to be better, to want to live. Once I chose to live and live well, thank heaven, God gave me the tools I'd need. He gave me all of you. He gave me reasons, and he gave me, I don't want to say just clarity. He gave me an understanding and a desire to delve into those parts that were ugly and painful, that I'd buried for 40 plus years. And y'all were there for that unveiling. You were there for the sickness of it all. Day one at home, he gave me winning. I can't tell you the change in my life from that man. I don't give a fuck he's an avatar. I really don't. He's been the biggest change in my life in Shit, 20 years. No, let me not say that. 17 years, because Connor was the last biggest change in my life. Connor cleansed my soul of everything that had darkened it up to that point. But then, day one from the hospital, there's winning. Out of the blue. You know what? We should talk. Okay. He opened that door. I didn't look for that. He opened that door. God put him there. I firmly believe that. Couple weeks later, God said, okay, you got a whole bunch of toxicity though in your life. So we're going to take care of that. We're just going to blow it up, close that door. And I did. He led me to this, to being on my channel, doing my show with my chat. And by doing that, I found the best support system I've ever known. Y'all never let me down. Never. I don't care that it's online. I don't care that it's typing or whatever. Your support is palpable. It's a living, breathing thing for me. It's real. And I need that. I've never really had that to this degree. And him allowing me to do this show set me on the road to true healing. I think I'm a much more pleasant person than I was, and it's much more natural for me to be this way. I'm certainly a lot happier. I am a lot healthier in most regards. It's just I'm still working on these legs, bro. But y'all and me, we've been through traumas that most people wouldn't even believe. Horrible stuff. And I couldn't have done it alone. I couldn't have done it before. And I certainly couldn't have done it before I made that decision to live well. So going forward, I want you all to keep in mind when you talk to other people, maybe try to get this message across. Keep in mind when you encounter people that are going through hard times, that nothing is black and white. Nothing is cut and dry. People in life are complicated. It's messy. It's painful. And everyone, regardless of their fuck ups or missteps, deserves healing and grace and forgiveness. So do me a favor, when you're going forward, no matter what, be patient and be kind. Y'all did it for me, and it saved my life. It changed me. And the words I have for you are never going to be enough. But that's my response to everything. Be patient and be kind. Y'all have it in you. In you. But y'all have it in you. You have amazing hearts, amazing souls. Pass that on. Because there are a lot of people who really need it. And it's not always the obvious ones. So thank you very much for always being my cornerstone. I don't know where I'd be without you guys and without my winning. I don't think I would have had the strength. So now I get to do chat. Oh, let's see. Look, I didn't talk that long. I was only 15 minutes behind. Elifant said, I'm sorry you had to go through that as a child. No child should have to. Yeah, but you know what? I came out of it. Everybody has to weather storms. That's what I'm saying. Storms are going to come. Storms are going to go. Being aware that the storm is happening is half the battle. Because there's going to be people who are willing to lend you a hand and get you out of that. Nothing you go through is forever. No hell is forever. The memories are what fuck you up. running away from the memories keep you fucked up. So as long as there's help to be had and you're willing to like allow that help to happen, then things get better. They can get better, but nothing is permanent. There's only one thing that's permanent. And none of us want that. So yeah, I went through a lot as a kid. Okay. Can't undo it. And hating people for it, that doesn't help me. But it happened. In ways, it made me a stronger person. In ways, it made me a weaker person. Depends on how you look at it. I tend to want to look on the more positive side of things now. Even my curses turn out to be blessings because everything that's ever happened has brought me here. I have 2 great kids. I have friends. I have these amazing people around me all the time. I get to enjoy all these wacky stories. I get to share all my stories. I unburden my soul to you people, literally, which I've never had because my friends, like growing up and IRL, they don't want to know my fucking problems. It's always about how I can help them. It's always so I've always keep it inside, keep it inside, keep it inside, keep it like just you have to like swallow everything, no pun intended, but you got to swallow your pain. You're not allowed to be fallible. I'm not allowed to make mistakes in this life, in this real world life, because they won't accept that. Because they depend on me to have every answer they need. And I don't always have that, but I have to come up with them, right? I have to meet expectations. They have high expectations around here for me. Y'all just let me be me. I can't put a value on that. I can't. You have no idea what it means to me. So I just ask that you treat other people the same way. No expectations. Just patience, kindness, and forgiveness. Because evil happens. Evil can work its way in. The devil will be there. Whenever you're at your weakest, he's going to be knocking on that door. Not everybody has the strength to or the foresight to know it's the devil and to say no. Nobody's flawless. So just be kind. Be kind and remember that everybody thinks it can never happen to them. It can. Maybe not that particular scenario, but an equal shitstorm. Everybody thinks they're untouchable. No, I'm smarter than that. I better think shit happens. Life will throw you every curveball it can. You're not going to catch everyone. Some of them are going to beam you. Some of them will hit you right in the nuts, whether you got a pair or not. So be kind. Be kind. Amy said, Shelly, I'm so sorry. I knew some of this, but not everything. Thank you for sharing. I don't know if you realize, but it does help me, and I'm sure others. You're a beautiful soul. I don't know if I'm a beautiful soul. I'm a beat up soul. I am that humpty that is all like bondoed up and like duct tape on the tires and rope keeping the trunk closed and like the 2 broken windshield wipers, but I'm still running. So I just keep going. But I mean, I didn't say any of that for like something. I want people who listen to this, because there are going to be people who don't really know me that well. I have a feeling. To realize I've been through it. I'm still here, and I'm trying to help other people as well as help myself. My main thing is just be kind. You don't know circumstances. You don't know what people are feeling or going through. And everybody likes to like play the blame game and the gotcha game and the finger pointing game. And just don't. Because someday it's going to come back on you and you would want that forgiveness and compassion and understanding. You wouldn't want to be demonized or ridiculed. You wouldn't want somebody else to take advantage or benefit off your suffering. So why do that to somebody else? It's just a shitty thing to do. It's a shitty place to be. I'm glad that it helps you though. And like I said, it helps me to get everything out because the more I say it, the less of an impact it has. Like I said, I could think of that vent. I could look up and see that vent in the goddamn top of the van and it doesn't do shit now. And y'all remember, I used to have a physical reaction to just trying to talk about it. I'm not going to say that I lay back, look up at the ceiling, and I don't see that vent. I always do. But it's not always there permanently now. There'll be a flash of it. I'm like, no, I could literally shake it off and go, no, that's just, no. Your memory, your old memory, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's not the truth. That's not reality. So, I mean, it does help. My reprogramming, I should say. Elifant, I have a friend that goes, first wife had tons of trauma. Their first child died from SIDS. Then she lost both her parents and her father-in-law in the same month. She refused to deal with it. Yeah, a lot of them do that. A lot. When you let that kind of pain and anguish build up, it's going to erupt at some point. You're going to implode. You can't run away from it. Elifant said she became addicted to heroin. Her kids saw her. She'd tell them she was sick. Then she'd leave the kids alone and disappear for months at a time. I had no idea it happened until I visited them. The kids freaked out because I got a migraine. This was years after the fact. It broke my heart. Aw. There's a line, OD being sported. Yeah, I know. Dart said, I mean, that's true for some of us. Some of us have higher expectations of you than others. That is true. But again, you don't shame me for it. You do call me on my shit though. And it's never in a publicly ridiculing kind of way. You know, I think we have a lot more respect for each other here than is normal. Like, than you would expect people like us to have. Because there's not one of us in this chat who's quiet. Not one. Like, none of us hold back. But we do approach each other with respect and kindness. And that goes a long way. It sets a tone. And yeah, hey, Wally. I said, hi, Wally. My son watched your videos with me yesterday. Oh, he probably understood it more than I do. Wolfram said, none of us are the perfect role models. At least we try our best. That's absolutely right. I found there is a line between being supportive versus enabling a drunk or addict. Yep. But if you're not involved in that person's life day to day, enabling is kind of a stronger word than the influence. I mean, if you can't do nothing, you can't do nothing. Castro, hi, honey. How did I get 15 minutes? How am I more behind now than I was when I was after I was like, whatever. I give up. I'm trying to keep up. Give up. Yes, follow Castro. Did you guys throw up darts stuff? I didn't see. Make sure to throw up dart stuff, please. I'm a little shangad. Anyway, let me catch up to where I was. And you said I'm an addict, just not in active alcohol or opiate addiction right now. Good, good. Cigarettes and certain depressed, anxious mindsets that come with it. Yeah. My last relapse, I didn't even drink or use. No, I get that. I get that. And I know I come from a line of different addictions, but they were all addicts of one persuasion or another, be it alcohol or drugs or whatever. So I know I can't do certain things. I don't drink much. And even when I did like drink regularly with my friends, like going out on like a Friday or whatever, I would try to keep it to beer and like the occasional like shot of whiskey or like a frozen mixed drink. That was about it. I never got like drop down drunk. I never got like out of my face or whatever. I still needed to be in control of me. And even that, like 1 week, if I felt like I overdid it 1 week, the next week it would literally be one beer nursed all night. It would be warm as piss, and I didn't care. I'd just be like, "No, I'm good. Just leave it." Like this is all I'm drinking, because they wouldn't let me get away with drinking a soda, God forbid. So it's like, all right, I'll just nurse this one beer all freaking night long. I was fine because I wasn't there for the alcohol. I was there for the company, for the laughs. But I know that I have an addictive nature. So I wouldn't let them give me opioids in the hospital, because I knew that was a bad road. When I brought the goddamn Xanax home, I realized day 2 into it that I was like, oh, I like these. Connor, can you hide these? And he did. He hid them from me because I didn't want to be addicted to those. Like that's another slippery slope I didn't want to go down. I had enough problems. I was already trying to get off all the meds that they already had me on, that they were like pumping through my system, making me loopy. And that's the thing, I was in pain. They give me all these fucking pills that are making me crazy and then giving me more pills because I'm getting crazier. So it was like, it's this horrible slide. And the medical community does not help. They're like, oh, you want this here? You want this here? You want this here? And so with that, I also leaned into like the weed usage and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was literally fucked up on weed all day, every day for like months until I almost died. And then I started like backing off like a little bit. I did have my 420 day, which was, I was sick as fuck at the end of that day, but it was still fun. But yeah, no, I know that I can't do stuff like that. I can't mess with it. Like there is no, oh, just a little. It's not for me. It's not for me. Because why would I go down that road knowing what can happen? But having said that, it happens. It happens. It's just I have a lot of it in my family and I don't want to be that person. I want to break the cycle for my kids. Yeah, and hopefully I've done my job. And if I haven't, well, I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up because I can't just throw up my hands and say, oh, well, it's all fucked up now. And just, oh, well, I'm just a horrible person. So I might as well just amp it up and, keep going. I'm sorry, I said amp it up because I'm literally reading that in front of me. But like, I'll just turn it up and, make it so that now I'm not even aware. That's not the way to go about it. But I'm not going to judge people who are going through it. I'm not going to enable. I'm not going to add to it. I'll tell you about yourself. But that's private. I know a lot about a lot of people. There's a reason for that because y'all know I'm not going to rat out your worst points. Like I'm not going to, even like the people in my life. Yeah, I talk shit about like my exes or whatever. Trust me, there's many things I don't share. Like I share the surface level stuff. which should tell you what a crazy roller coaster they all were for me. But no, it's nobody's business. It really isn't. I share with you my stuff because it's my secret. I'm not sharing anybody else's secret. Just mine. If people happen to be involved in my secrets, well, then I guess they should have been better. But I've earned the right to talk about that because it's my shit that I'm talking about. It happened with no amped up substance abuse. Yep. Maybe weed a little bit, but I can only take so much before I just sleep it off. I know. That's the thing with the weed. I know people who function, they smoke, they go out, they whatever. I smoke a little bit of weed within like 15 minutes. I'm like, it's nap time? Please tell me it's nap time. Please. Like, I just want to eat some popcorn or like a chip or something salty and then go to sleep. That's all I want. It's a very easy road for me. It's ha 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 ha. Crunch, crunch, crunch. That's it. That's the progression of me on weed. Like it goes from laughing to munching to drinking something to, oh, wait, I got to go pee before I fall asleep because, now I'm into couch. That's it. Like knocked out. So this whole like partying hard, I don't get that because I don't want to move. I know it depends. They say it depends what kind you take. Even on indica, it didn't matter. I mean, even on sativa, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm floaty. I can't feel my legs. That's the point. I don't want to feel my legs because that's what it does for me. Anyways, you and Winning know each other more personally though, so it makes sense. I had a long distance relationship for over a year and we have a kid now. Oh, nice. I got a lot of work to get to where I want to be so that I'm me. I don't want to move forward on a bad foot. And that's literal. Like, I want to put my best foot forward. And it's going to take me some work to get there. Ellie said, I used to have issues with alcohol. In 2000, I had a realization that I was being a moron. I was drinking alone a lot and frequently. I had remembered my grandma telling me that her parents were alcoholics. Yep. I stopped on my birthday in 2000 and never drank again. Good for you, honey. Good for you. Yeah, see, my husband was my cautionary tale when it came to alcohol. Because I really don't, I'm by myself. I don't drink because I'm by myself. It just doesn't, for me, drinking was always a social endeavor. So like if I was around a lot of people, yeah, it's a social lubricant, as Jacob Peets would say. Like that's what you use it for. I don't act awkward with a whole bunch of people, but if there's going to be people coming in and out of like the area that I'm in, I'm going to need a little courage. I'm going to need that. All right, calm down and just be you. And yeah, a beer will do that, but I don't need to do like all these shots. I got my drunk days over and done with when I was young and stupid. Just like my drugs. Like that's when I did it, when I was young and stupid. And because, we were sneaky, I didn't get caught. What the hell? And you said FaceTime and toys, baby. I mean, Ellie, in grad school, I ain't touching that one. In grad school, I was working on a cert with my master's for drug and alcohol counseling. I've been to meetings. I went to drug and alcohol counseling, and we used to meet afterwards to get drunk. But that was college. That was when I was supposed to. It helps, and some people can do it with just that, but others need inpatient. Yeah. Thomas Anderson, how you doing, honey? Not sure about the permanent thing, but the only sure thing, and yes, it's the only one thing due to revising it, and that is everyone will be taxed to death. Listen, taxes are not permanent. Death is permanent. You can stop paying your taxes. You go to jail for it, but I mean, you can still stop paying. That's a choice you can make. And it's a choice you can change. Once you're dead, you're dead. Like, I mean, granted, in my case, it didn't take quite a few times, but that's because I wasn't done yet. God was like, no, go back. And I mean, that to me, that's the power of God, because I should have been gone. There was nothing that should have brought me back when I was a teenager. I made sure of that. And yet, it was like, I opened my eyes and my first thought was, what the fuck? Because that should have never happened. But God wasn't done with me. He said, no, you have stuff to do. Get out there. Go back. Nothing short of the hand of God would have brought me back. Wolfram said, everybody needs somebody to talk to. It's not good holding things in. It's really not. It's very bad for you physically, because what your mind and soul go through manifests in your body. So the more you hold it in, the worse physically you're going to feel. And over time, it could really be destructive to your system. So all your systems, your nervous system, your spinal system, because a lot of people carry their tension in their neck and back. That creates a lot of degeneration, a lot of misalignment, a lot of migraines, tension headaches. You get like the high blood pressure and then low blood pressure spikes. You manifest all these internal struggles and pains in a physical way. And it's a lot easier and a lot more reversible to attack the non-physical than it is to fix a physical problem once it emerges. So it helps you so much more if you work on what's inside. It has a hard time forgiving anymore. I mean, the way the world is, yeah, it's hard to forgive people. You got to be better than that. The world ain't going to get better unless we're better, because we are the world. We are the children. Damn it. Now I'm going to have to go watch that video. Anyway, I was actually told I need to learn how to be selfish. I've always been too much of a doormat for people. Okay. I mean, I could see that. I don't know that you need to be selfish. I think we're all like, I know the word is selfish, but I think we all need to learn a little bit more moderation. I mean, I know I'm extreme. I go from one extreme to another, but other people do that all the time. And they're just like, no, I don't do that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But because it's normal for you, you don't see it. So it's like, no, I'm going to have to throw my hat in here and go, no, you do that. You do. Elephant says, when I say I was drinking a lot, I drank to get drunk. Yeah, you drink to get like blind drunk because you're running from something. You want to numb yourself. You're unhappy. You're lonely. You're depressed, whatever it is. You want to just drown that sorrow out, drown that pain away. If you drink to oblivion, then once you're in that oblivion, it's a reprieve, right? What we all look for when we do shit like that. You say it's because I want to be fun. I want to have a good time. Don't step on my good time. But what you're really doing is you're punishing yourself and you're running from something, or you're hiding from something. Some people can admit it. Some people can't. You've done the work. You've done the introspection. You've done the whole detox and the pain and the why did I do this and I can't do that again and whatever. Some people just don't want to. That you got to be there mentally to embrace that, or it's not going to happen. Darth Hideous, doctors, shrinks especially, are just glorified Pfizer reps. Change my mind. I can't, because I completely agree with that. You saw when I went through that list with winning of all the meds that I'm on and all we did was look up descriptions, like their physical medical descriptions that these drug companies put out. And every single one of them within the first sentence, do not give to patients who have this. And I'm like, I have that. God damn it. I have that. Every single one of them. Not one medicine was for anybody who has thyroid issues, which I do. I have Hashimoto's disease, or asthma, which I've had since birth. Because, hello, small lungs, like collapsed lungs. So that's just the first two. But it was on every single one of the 9 medicines that they had me on. High doses, triple doses of what they were like 2 months before, of medicines that I was just like, I should not be on these meds. And I would have kept taking them probably because I was afraid to stop. But Winning was the one going, okay, do you really need this? I mean, no, I could, well, then put that on side. Like, we had an entire box of shit that I was like, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm not taking that. Okay, this one I have to wean myself off of. So I did it like where I would take it every other day, and then every like 3 days, and then one every 4 days, until I reached like where there was a whole week I wasn't taking. I just didn't have to take them anymore. But I didn't feel like, by the time I got to that point, it was out of my system. So we went through that, but they were killing me and making me crazy. Now I take all these freaking supplements. I take the St. John's wort. I take the milk thistle. I take vitamin D. I take one a day, but like a super strong one a day. What the hell else is there? I take the turmeric. I take the estrogen balancer. I can't even see what else I fucking take. Something seaweedy or whatever. It's all green. But I mean, I take all these different things instead of those drugs. And y'all know my mind is a lot sharper than it was. My memory is better. I still get emotional, but I'm not as emotionally insane as I was. Like, I feel things, but at least I know why I feel things. And I can articulate what I'm feeling. I couldn't before. And the pain would build up to where I would cut, because I had no other way of getting it out. I had no other outlet. Speaking about it didn't help. And I'm aware now that when I need to disengage, I don't care whose feelings it hurts. I'm sorry your feelings are hurt, but I have to like step back. I can't engage because I just can't do it. I've set limits for myself so I don't overtax myself, so I don't hit the crazy trail and stay there. Like, I try to be a lot more aware and have boundaries, which I didn't know how to do before. I tried to say, I need this, and trust that somebody might, come along and fulfill that need. I'm trying really hard to not put up walls, to not rely on medicine, to make me feel better, to not even rely on weed or anything. Like, some days I'll do a gummy because I fucking feel like, and I want to be a little wacky. Most days I don't. I just don't. I used to do gummies and edibles all day long. All day long. Did it help me? No. It just made me ignore the pain until I had a gaping fucking hole in my leg. And sepsis, and was in danger of losing my leg to gangrene. Like, yeah, it just made me put everything off. I can't do that. Now it hurts to face everything, but at least I'm dealing with it. And it's a pain that's momentary. The moment may last a week or a month or whatever, but it still passes. Darth Hideous, and they've created a multi-billion-dollar industry pushing pills on who? Predominantly women. Yep. Because what did they do? They separated women and men. So they told women, go be independent, have a job, don't have a family so early. And then they get to the point where no man wants them because they're beyond the childbearing age, or they're just shit human beings who are not going to pass on any kind of like worthy values. So men are like, meh, no, I'm good. You're a selfish princess whore. So no, I pass. And women are by themselves. They're living alone. They're concentrated. They got no kids. So they concentrate only on themselves. And the whole world becomes about me, 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 me. We're more nurturing. So we're by nature not me, 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 me. We're supposed to be about the family and the chillins, and just creating this world where we take care of the needs of the ones we love. We lost that. And everything became, you should make him pay for this. You should make him pay for that. You should make him buy you this. I don't need a man to spoil me. Okay. I'm pretty much the one who likes to spoil people. Do I want a man to protect me and provide for me? Yeah. You provide for me, love me, protect me, be strong for me. I will nurture you. I will care for you. I will spoil you. I will make you feel like a king every fucking day of your life because you are. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to be disloyal. I'm not going to be unfaithful. Like none of those things. But it's a struggle to get there because the world has not made it easy with their brainwashing and their bullshit and their, the public shaming of a woman who says, I need a man. I do. I need a man. Sorry. I do. I need and want a man. If you think that makes me less of a woman, that's your opinion. Everybody's got them just like an asshole. Like, that's it. And you can take your shitty asshole and your shitty opinion and go fuck yourself. Like, that's what it comes down to. I'm going to do what I need to do to make my life better and happier. You don't like my values, then go live your life. Tell me how it works out. I hope you find happiness. I do. But yeah, that's why they gear it more toward women, because women have placed themselves in this light where they're just demons. They're alone and they're evil and they're selfish, and there's no coming back from that for most of them. There's really not. Because you can tell that they are all about themselves. It's not like they have redeeming qualities. Most of them don't. The vapidity, like their vapidness kills me. The shallowness. And it's just like, wow, like you didn't even bother educating. You just said, I'm pretty. And that's it. Like, that's all you're going to be. You think that the fake hair and the fake nails and the fake makeup and the fake tits and the fake ass and the plastic surgery, like that's going to make you a worthy woman. It's going to make you really attractive, but that has a shelf life. And it's the more shit you do to your body, the lower your shelf life. Like the shorter your shelf life. These women do not age well. They're just not. It's terrible looking at these girls. Like, ugh. But yeah, they target women because they know women are the most emotionally unbalanced because they're not in the roles that they were by nature biologically made to want, to be good at. There's a reason why men are logical, women are emotional. I'm not saying it's 100%. Like I said before, nothing is black and white. People are complicated. But there is a predominance toward one way or another. Well, from me, I just run through the woods at night and howl at the moon. Yes, and I love you for it, but that doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean you're a little like, you're a little strange because of it. I mean, the fact that you dress up like a furry and do it, no kidding. Don't let that rumor get out there. He doesn't. I hope. Because fleas. You don't want to bring any ticks home. Bad foot. Sorry. Girl, what? Bad foot. Be back in chat work. Okay. That was some kind of English, but I understood what you meant. Iris, I can forgive a stranger, not people who I've let in my circle and stab me in the back. No, I forgive them. I don't mean I want to be BFFs. We're not going to be besties and braided. Like, I can be polite. I can be civil to anybody. I can even be friendly. But that doesn't mean that there's ever going to be trust again. I would rather have just if I don't consider you a friend, like if I have to forgive somebody who stabbed me in the back or whatever, and I don't consider you a friend and that friendship is over, then I can still maintain civility. Dependent on, if you can as well. I can do friendly. I can even be happy to see you once in a while and catch up. But to have like in-depth conversations and like to have any kind of trust, no, I'm good. You stay in your corner, I'll stay in mine. But you have to forgive because you're only damaging yourself if you don't. It actually puts more strain on you when you don't forgive and just let it go. In those cases, you're justified. Yeah, you don't ever have to like go back. But forgiveness, you should forgive. Never forget. That's the thing. Forgive because it's in your best interest as well. Because you really have the energy to carry that kind of like thing around with you all the time. It's just easier to just end it, forgive it. Don't let it take up any space in your head and be done with it. That's all. Outposter. The side effects of drugs out today are worse than what they claim to cure. Oh, so much worse. So much worse. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm on my computer now. I can type properly and tag people. You always make me laugh when you're like, sorry, I can't tag people. I hate tagging people. You have no idea. No idea how much I hate it. Thomas Anderson. Have you seen that new trend they're calling hag maxing? What the hell is that? Hag maxing. Is that like making the most of your ugliness? Because Elephant Kang. The only Kang I know is the Kang friggin' dynasty in the multiverse. And that's a Marvel thing. And it sucks. Wolfram. And now videos are starting to come out from women who listen to the feminists. Yep, have now hit the wall and they're regretting listening to them. Girl, but honey, trust me, I know. Sorry, I almost called you a girl, Wolfram. I apologize. Somebody throw him a bone because I'm a bonehead. So just throw him a bone, please. I apologize. I need to send Connor to the store for a Snickers. I know. But my tummy is not having it. I'm so hungry, y'all. I'm so hungry. I threw up like 1972 and I wasn't even born until 74. It was so bad. Now I'm feeling kind of like punchy. I'm scared because I'm getting that second wind of energy. And I really need to sleep. Yeah, Ida said the public shaming of being a stay-at-home mom. I got into so many fights a few years ago on Facebook for that shit. Piss off the feminists. They don't understand that that's a 24/7 job. You don't get time off from being a mom. If you're a decent mom, you don't get time off. My grandmother, I grew up with her always saying, sun up to sun down, a woman's work is never done. And I didn't understand until I had my own household to run that, yeah, it never ends. It doesn't matter. 2:00 in the morning, there could be 1,000 adults in my house, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever. If that kid coughs in the middle of the night, has an upset stomach, has a nightmare, they ain't calling for anybody but me. They're not going to be satisfied with anybody but me. Hell, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, Daddy, and he'd come running. What's the matter? Wake mommy up. I had a nightmare. And he'd be like, you really woke me? Well, that bitch ain't going to wake up. Like, my mother would just ignore me. But I knew if I woke him up, he would wake her up and be like, no, she's cold. I already got up. She wants you. Get out of bed. And he just literally just roll her right out of the fucking bed. He didn't care. He was like, go be a mother. And I would hear them because she'd be like, oh, it'll pass. She'll be fine. Leave her alone. No, she's literally calling for you. Get up and go be a mother. You know, he didn't say that. He'd say, get up and go take care of our daughter. Like, she needs you. That was his only thing. She needs you. Why are you still in the bed? You lazy ass. Like, get the fuck up. Because he would just whoop right out of that bed. What's the matter? What's the matter? You okay? Oh, where's mommy? Oh, mommy. I'd be like, really? Every time. I'd be like, but I love you. I know. He'd go back to bed. But I mean, I was a smart kid. I mean, she wasn't going to get up, but I knew he'd get her up. But yeah, that's what they look for. They look for mom. So you 24/7, you're on call. And if you have more than one kid, that's a lot of, on call. And then if you have a man besides, then that's a lot of things. Like when you're the stay-at-home mom, you're also usually the stay-at-home wife. You have to run everything. You are the nurse. You are the chauffeur. You have to make the doctor's appointments. You have to have the kid activities. You have to do the homework or the education if you homeschool. You have to make sure all the meals are there. You have to go out and procure all those groceries to have all those meals that you have to eat on dishes that have to be washed and rewashed and rewashed and rewashed and rewashed. You have to sort out all the clothes after you've done the laundry, after you've done the drying and the folding and the ironing, and figure out whose drawers are whose and whose socks belong to who. And you got 80,000 pairs of socks, not one of them the same goddamn color. And you're like, son of a bitch. Like, you go through all this and everybody's like, oh, it must be so nice to sit home and just drink your coffee and not do anything. And you want to punch them in the face. You want to punch them in the face. I did all that. And I had a fucking job. And I had 2 kids that were constantly in doctor's offices for one thing or another. So and they were still in activities after school. Like, he had Tiger Schulman. She had poetry and tutoring and everything else. Like, it was a constant run here, run there. So this life right now where I'm just sitting here with you guys that's not my norm. It's just not. It's 24/7. I went from being I was home base, the modern major general of my household, 24/7. And I was on it, and it literally took a toll. It took a toll. That's what these women are not looking at. They're not looking at the whole, oh my God, I'm going to die alone. They think, oh, I'm going to live alone. Yeah, guess what? The point of living alone, the opposite of like the thing that tacks on that nobody talks about is you're going to die alone. You live alone, you die alone. Like, that's how it is. And I love the people that rationalize that we all die alone in the end. Yeah, but you know what? It's a lot nicer to die alone with your family surrounding you. Like, nobody dies with you. Well, no, they could be there though for the transition. And that's what's important. It's not easy losing people. But it's a hell of a lot better life when you're going to be missed. You have people, that's what you're looking at when you're laying there and you're ready to like go into the next life. What you want is knowing that you're going to be missed because you were loved. You want to know you were a good person. People saw you as you were. You want to know you had friends. You want to know you did right by people and people did right by you. All you really want was to be a good person, have a good life. Maybe as honest of a life that you could, even with the bumps and bruises and the fuck ups and the disappointments and the failures and the successes and the laughter and the love and the harmony and the amazing memories you get to make, the beauty you get to see, the force you get to be in the world. That's what's important. They think, oh, me having my own apartment, never having kids, but I make $150,000 a year. That's what's important. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Is it nice? Yeah, of course it is. But guess what? I would rather spend all my money on my kids the rest of my life than on a Louis Vuitton fucking bag. I mean, really, priorities. But some people only like status. They only like the optics. They don't care that there's shit inside. They don't care that they're going to die alone. Like I said, they rationalize it away. Elifa, I used to be one of those women who thought I knew what marriage and raising children was like when I was single and childless. Boy, was I wrong as fuck. Yep. Like I said, I loved marriage. I just didn't like who I was married to. That is, oh, he does. I mean, I can't even acknowledge them until my name comes from their mouth. Then I go, oh, Will Smith on there. You go, oh, Will Smith. You mean you act like a pussy, run up on stage, smack them when they don't smack you back, and then run back to your overbearing wife? Because that's what Will Smith now is to me in my head. And then you go up to accept your award and just be a little bitch ass and just cry. I'm sorry, Will Smith. I'm so done with him. I'm so done with so many celebrities that I'm like, you know what? You don't have enough talent for me to keep liking you through this bullshit. Like, you go your way, I'll go mine. Have a wonderful life. I wish you well. God bless. Bless your heart. Elephant, I love being a housewife and a homeschooling mom. Apparently, you're yelling it at me. I love it, though. You know, I got to tease you. I love it more than any career job I've ever had. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's a reciprocated relationship. Yep. I take care of my husband. He takes care of me. And that's the way it should be. It should always be a complementary relationship. That seesaw, it's all about the balance. He makes sure that you're good on your end. You make sure he's good on yours. You do your part to balance each other out and have harmony. Harmony doesn't mean boring. Harmony is just you're peaceful and you just enjoy life. And when the hard stuff comes along, and it always will, because life is way more hardship than it is happiness. You know, you can have happiness in hard times. You can find it. But what you find is a combined strength. They like to say, oh, you're trauma bonding. No, you're bonding, period. Life is trauma. Capital T or little t, it is trauma. Every day there is some type of trauma being inflicted on you, whether you know it or not. Think what the news does to us isn't traumatic? It is. It scars you. All these headlights, these bombastic, sensational headlines, they have an effect. Otherwise, they wouldn't use them. They're weapons, and they land, whether you realize it or not. They leave marks. The point is, we get stronger when we're together. A marriage is no different. When you have unity, you're stronger. When you share values, you're stronger. When you share goals, you're stronger. And when you support each other, no matter what that entails, you're stronger. But you also have to, factor honesty and some integrity into that too. Because you don't want to be unified in the wrong things. That way lies badness. Wolfram looks down at himself. Girl, I know I misspoke. 2 hours. 2 hours of sleep, honey. Cut me some slack. Calm your tits, Wolfram Dog. Calm your motherfucking tits. Tosses Wolfram. The mailman's like, "Aw, Edith, you know how to make him so happy." And then she boned him 5 times. That's awesome. Thomas Anderson, I still remember Kang from The Simpsons, one of the 2 aliens in the flying saucers that show up from time to time, Halloween specials and such. Awesome. That's awesome. What was I going to say? Did you see you should stop by the Sunday show last night. We did The Jerk with Steve Martin, which was amazing. And then we did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which I'd never seen the second one, and it had been like 40 plus years since I saw the first one. So like last night was a whole new. I saw so many different things this weekend that were brandy fucking new to me. I mean, winning made sure I had an amazing weekend of just mindless. Like, we're not going to be emotional. We're not going to be in our feelings this weekend. We're just going to laugh and be good. And then if you have to talk, we will. But let's decompress and like here we go. So he did a really good job of taking care of me this weekend. He was amazing. And I appreciate him more than he realizes. Even when it doesn't seem like it. It is shit. Even after sundown, a woman's work ain't done. For fuck's sake. Every time my kids sniffled, I was checking on them. 2, 3, 5, whatever. Yep. Even now, my daughter's going to be 29 at the end of June. 29. And I'm like, because she is childlike in many ways, but she's also not in other ways. And what's the matter? What's going on? Like, it's just because she's my baby. She's my oldest, but she's my baby. Connor's my baby. Doesn't matter if he's almost a foot taller than me. I don't give a fuck. Or he's not quite there yet. He's half a foot taller than me, which is way too much. Elifant, why do they always scream for mommy even when daddy goes there? I guess I'll sleep when they're 18. Yeah, no, think again. Because then you'll be the one sitting up at the kitchen table waiting for their asses to get home and they turn on the light. Believe me, you're going to enjoy that one day, sitting in the dark. I know we've all seen it on TV and you're like, nobody does that. You're going to do that. You will sit in that chair in the shadows in the dark and wait for them to come in. So you could be like, and where were you? And watch them just jump 14 feet in the air and start backtracking and making up excuses when they're lying sons of bitches. Trust me, that's actually a fun part. The waiting is not the fun part. The scaring the fuck out of them when they walk through the door, that's fun. It is eating bonbons while watching the soaps on the tube and you're supposed to fold socks. I had a basket, just have to pick a pair. Okay, so what I did was everybody had different color socks. My socks were white. Connor had black socks. And Katie had like the multicolored, because that's what she likes. Like those kind of socks. Otherwise, forget it. Because we, like socks in my house, literally, I used to buy like $100 worth of socks at a time. I don't know why we go through socks so quickly. I know that the washing machine loves to like eat at least 4 of them every freaking cycle. I don't know why, but it's the type of washer dryer that it is. And I hate it. So yeah, we have tons of socks in this house. And my son, I don't know how he does it, but he always winds up with holes in the arch of his socks. I've heard of holes. I've seen holes in the heels. Holes on the side, from like wear and tear, like, from like work boots or whatever, from the seams, the front from your nails or whatever. No, his are in under his foot in the arch. And I'm like, how do you do this? I don't get it. There's literally nothing there but flat skin. Like, I don't like, does the smell eat a hole through it? I mean, I don't get it. Do you have like this little creature that pops out of the middle of your foot and decides to make a wormhole through the fucking thing? Like, I don't, every single time though. It never fails. And I'm like, I just don't get how you do it. I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, that's what they think when you say stay at home. They're like, oh, it must be nice to have nothing to do all day. Really? Elephant Shelly's validating me. Every day is scheduled with the to-do list. You can't not do something because it backs up and makes a bigger mess. Absolutely. How many times? I mean, even when I fucked up my knee so bad I could barely walk, my son still had to go to school. He still had to do his homework. He still had to go to Tiger Schulman because I couldn't let him get behind. So, like, guess what? Every day I'm hobbling. Like, it didn't matter. All right. Well, tell Sensei come down and I'm not walking up 2 flights of stairs. Like, I can't do it. So tell him come out and get me. Like, and he would. He'd be like, all right, over the shoulder I'd go. And he just fucking carry me upstairs and be like, all right, you're in, sit down. And it was fun. He'd make fun of me, call me gimpy, whatever. Like, and I'd tell him, I'm going to hit him with my crutch or whatever. But I mean, I really fucked up my knee that time. But nothing stopped. I still had to cook. I still had to do everything because we had a schedule to maintain. Yeah. Did it make my knee worse? Yeah. I mean, did it put me in pain? Yeah. Is there something I could have done at the time to do about it? Like, no. Because who the hell had time to take a 6-week vacation to get surgery and then physical therapy to like make that a successful thing? I know my words, they're not coming. I'm sorry. But I didn't have time to do that. I couldn't just check out of life for 6 weeks. My kids were dependent on me. So yeah, my stuff has to get put on the back shelf, on the back burner. But yeah, it never ends. And these chicks who don't know what it is think that they have all the answers. And I'm like, bro, you don't have a clue what life has in store for you yet. I love when young single people tell me, oh, you just don't understand. I'm so tired. No, tell me about your tiredness. And then I'm going to tell you about mine. And every other adult that I know who isn't like 23 still living with their parents who pay for all their bills and go out and get drunk every goddamn night. Why are you tired? You're tired from overindulging. We're tired from just getting minute to minute. We're tired from surviving. So you let me know how you do when you hit my age and do what I do. And then we'll talk about tired. Like until you pop a baby out or you have a husband, I don't want to hear shit about tired. I can't. Oh, that's such a trigger for me. That is a huge button. When these young bitches are like, I'm so tired. You just don't understand. Come here. Let's talk about it. Eric Addis. Nah, I'm not worried about being missed. Only remembered fondly by those I've touched along the way. I mean, those you've touched, I think that would be a list, wouldn't it? Girl, you strike me as the touchy type. Just saying. I'm kidding. I'm only teasing you. Wolfram, yes, being a housewife, stay-at-home mom is a full-time job. The feminists are full of bullshit. Yeah, they really are. They really are. But they're pushing that agenda because they don't want to turn around and say, hey, I'm not happy. I'm an angry, man-hating, child-hating, like self-hating piece of crap who made bad decisions. And now I can't go back and I ran out of time because I got nothing but dead eggs. And no career and nobody likes me. So let me just go and be outrageous all the fucking time and pretend like I'm happy. Like that's where they're at. And they don't want to admit that. Never. It was about destroying the core values of the nuclear family. Yep. I'll change out my aluminum bowl for my tinfoil hat, but fuck it. It's true. No, absolutely. It absolutely is. Just don't tell Puddles. Yep, divide and conquer. That's what they did. They did. And they made us more depressed and more anxious and more selfish. They made females more selfish, which naturally put them against men. And it made men feel taken advantage of, which, let's face it, they were. And they told men, you know what? She ain't worth it. And it don't matter if you put a baby in her, go. You have no responsibility. You have no accountability. You don't owe this bitch nothing. You don't owe that baby nothing. Go, take a walk. They literally teach them that. Everything they've created on a pop cultural basis points them in that direction. Tells them, go be free. Have all these bitches. Have baby mamas. Have this. Have that. There's no respect. There's no, let me find a good woman. It's, let me get this nut off. That's what they're thinking. We have become a hypersexualized society. I know, coming from me, that's the weirdest thing, right? But it's true. That's where they set my sights. I wasn't like that when I was younger. I told you I was innocent as could be. And then suddenly I wasn't. And there was so much information and so many different options. And I was operating under preconceived notions that I was ruined. So I might as well just throw it all away. Right? Because that's what they told me. You're no good anymore. Okay. Wasn't my fault though. Doesn't matter. All right. So if it's gone and it's going to be held against me the rest of my life anyway, and I'm ruined, I might as well just go fucking hog wild. And I did. And I suffered the consequences. And so did my kids. So, but I've paid for mine and I'll continue to pay for them. That set the course for the rest of my life. Made my life a lot harder than it had to be. Ellie Font, the new feminists are toxic, screeching bitches who have no clue about anything. And they think they know it all. Yeah, they think they know it all. They have no sense of fucking loyalty. And all they think about is themselves. Yeah, they love to go out there and spout their opinions. And then you question them. They can't defend their opinions at all. It's your opinion. Your stance. Are you telling me that oh my God, you're willing to die on a hill that you don't understand why you think that way? Really? Like, that's a brand of stupidity that I didn't know existed in the world. I'm well aware of it now. It's terrifying. But what the hell? Okay, Shells, you're just asking too much. Integrity, morals, values. Have you met people today? Yes. And I happen to know a lot of you with integrity and morals and values and loyalty and honesty. There's a lot more than I had faith in, because I began to think that there was nothing worthwhile in this world anymore. Everything was just dishonest and degenerate and corrupt. So I leaned into it. Fuck it. Can't beat them, join them. And it made me so uncomfortable. Am I good at it? Yep. That to me is scary, because I can be really good at it and yet always have this mounting guilt about it and mounting shame. See, that's the stuff that you don't share with other people. You pretend that everything's great and you're this certain type of person or whatever. But they don't know that you're actually embarrassed to be that person, because that's what's expected of you. You do something once, people label you as it, then you feel like you got to do that forever. I'm not one for disappointing people. I usually meet expectations. If their expectations are of me acting a certain way, then I could do that. And I'll just feel bad about it privately and not say anything about it, because I'll be damned if I'm going to let you see me sweat. You could see me be upset. That's on my terms. But as far as like you getting a reaction out of me, okay. Certain people can, but certain people have earned that right. For the most part, though, I'm not gonna. It is tell Winning to stream Dogma. If he's not done it already, you'll laugh your tatas off. Oh, Dogma is one of my favorite movies. There's actually a line in there that, well, there's a lot of lines in there that I love, but whatchamacallit? He says, I don't like when people have beliefs. I'd rather they call them ideas, because it's very, very hard to change a belief, but people are willing to change their ideas. And that resonated with me the very first time I heard it. And I was like, absolutely, that's absolutely 100% correct. I can change my mind. I can't change my beliefs as easily. But my mind, I can be convinced one way or another. Like, if you're giving me facts and you're like showing me something, I can have a realization and admit, oh my God, I was wrong. This is the way it really is. And embrace that without a problem. But getting me to change a belief, like, if say somebody had proof that there is no God, right? God forbid, but say they have absolute 100% undeniable proof. That is just how it is. It doesn't matter what evidence you show me. I am going to be completely conflicted. Some part of me, even if it's not my rational mind, some part of me, because it's a deeply held belief, is going to continue to believe that God exists. Even though you've shown me empirically 100% that he doesn't. There's a part of me that's still going to believe it because it's a belief. It's embedded in everything that I am. Every part of me is contingent or at least tangentially connected to that belief system. So it doesn't matter what the truth is because I'm not going to be able to let go of that belief. But if it's just an idea or a thought, the likelihood of my brain reorganizing and saying, oh, now I get it, like understanding, that's different. You can change a thought system. You can reimagine your thoughts. You can restructure your thoughts. It's very, very hard to do to a belief system. Wolfkinder, I had a male friend, quote unquote friend, who tried to shame me in a room full of people asking me loudly why I never got married. I would have been like, because there's nothing out there but assholes like you. Out of the recesses of my brain came a quote, because I don't breed well in captivity. That's right. That's right. Listen, some people just don't, they're not meant for that life. And there's reasons for that. Maybe they wouldn't compromise themselves. Maybe they had obligations to other people. My 3 aunts, they were obligated. They felt obligated to stay with my great grandmother and my great grandfather and take care of them. And they didn't want to be beholden to a man. They wanted to have their careers. They didn't care about kids because they didn't want to be my grandmother. And they didn't want to have the unhappy marriage that my uncle Pat had, their brother. And they were like, you know what? We're not loving marriage. Like Mama and Papa, they were happy together their whole lives, but it's not like that. And I'm not willing to take that chance. And they weren't. They were not willing to take that chance. They wanted to be free. And every one of them that died alone. Even though these 3 women lived together their whole lives, they never lived with anybody but one another. And they each died alone. I don't want to die and not be found for 3 days. Because, there's nobody who cares enough to like go in and check on me day to day. Like that, to me, that's a very empty life. And I feel like they lived very empty lives. That's why they were always so nasty. The older they got, the nastier they were to people. Yeah, I might have a hard life, but I want to be that old lady in the purple hat, goosing people and making dirty jokes and, just laughing my ass off with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth and like, in a freaking convertible, just rolling down some road, just laughing my ass off, blaring the radio. That's who I want to be till the day I die. That's me. Yeah, but to be that free and that happy, I have to have more in my life than just me. And I've had that. I've had my kids. I've had lovers. I've had people that I've been in love with. I've had partners. I've had not good partners, but partners. I've had fantastic friendships. I've had quirky friendships. But I mean, I've had a cornucopia of people come into my life who were more important than me. Yeah, I was not my sole focus. 1 second. What happened? Hold on 1 second. Hello. I didn't know. She cleaned her room. That I don't know what she threw out. Not now. Anyway. Sorry, chillins. Like I said, 24/7. Doesn't matter what you're doing. They're like, hey, I need you and specifically you. Dogma's fun. Yeah, Dogma's an amazing movie. I love that movie. Yeah, I won that one. I'm sure you did, honey. I'm sure you did. Ellie fine. Me eating bonbons right now, swapping laundry and listening to this, and you haven't had breakfast today. I mean, I had dry toast. Like I said, it was very dry. Like she was like, butter's bad for you. I'm like, I don't think it'd be good for your stomach, bitch. I want butter. Like, who wants dry toast? I'm like, oh, I'm back in prison. Just bread and water. That's all I'm getting now. Edith said, girl, you know me. I have touched a lot of people. I mean, sharing is caring. Listen, I'm a hugger. I'm a toucher. I have no problem just reaching out and smacking somebody's ass or pinching their ass. I don't care. Like, and you won't care either. You'll think it's funny. Edith and women who put out songs like WAP. Yeah, that song, even I thought that was way too far. Way too far. I had never listened to it. And then I was talking to Winning and I was like, I'm going to pull up this. I was like, oh, like, oh my God, they actually sing this. And yet YouTube has a problem with me saying the word rape. Like, come on. But it's okay to talk about, freaking, no, WAP. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Great. Put that on the radio. They think they're empowered and somehow showing strength. No, they acting like hoes. Oh, yeah, hoes gonna hoe. Ho, ho, ho. Wolf Kinder. There's a good movie with Shirley MacLaine called Last Word about a successful businesswoman who tries to write her obituary. I saw that and makes changes in her life because she doesn't like how she's seen. I did see that. Oh, that was a while ago. Like, I think I saw that like 5-10 years ago. I forget. Maybe like 5 years ago. But yeah, no, that was good. And I mean, I've done the thing where I had to write my goodbyes. And I tried like writing my obituary and I was just like, you know what, just cremate me. Fuck it. Just be like, she lived, she died. There you go. And we burned her. That's it. We burned her at the stake. That the people who know me would find that highly amusing. Be like, yep, we had a witch bonfire. About It is. I am labeled a bitch. I mean, my nickname is literally Mitch the bitch. I mean, that's what they call me here. I mean, there's other adjectives they throw in just for kicks and, because variety is a slice of life. But yeah, Mitch the bitch. I'm labeled a bitch. I'm happy people have the misconception of me. It makes my life easier in some aspects. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. It's like you all call me a bitch, but yet you're all talking to me. Why? Those two things don't go together. Like, go away. I don't get it. They're like, why you mean mugging? Why are you talking to me? If you see I'm in a bad mood, why poke the bear? And then act, oh my God, you're so mean when I fucking lash out at you. I'm literally, everything about me is screaming, go away. Like, leave me alone. Well, if you come near me and touch me and I pull back my hand like I'm going to punch you in the face, that's an indication I might not be in the best mood. Might not be in the best mood. Just saying. And yet, here you are. Somebody sent me a meme once that said, I am so unapproachable, and yet people keep approaching me. Why? And I was like, I need that on a t-shirt. Like, I really need, I am not approachable. Why are you still coming toward me? I have one that says, you smell like drama. Get the fuck away from me. But actually, is it a t-shirt? No, it's my friend made me. It's teeny tiny print in the front. And I'm like, do you realize how close they have to be to me? So she made me another t-shirt with even smaller print that goes right across my boobs. And it says, if you're close enough to read this, you owe me fucking dinner. And I was like, yeah, I'll wear that one. But it works too. But yeah, no, it's funny because people know what you're like. They label you as such. You behave the way that they expect you to behave. And then they're all shocked and shaken. Oh, she's so mean. Who made me that way? Who made me that way? It is. We're getting a thunderstorm, so I'm gonna have to pop off for a bit. If you're still going after the girl, I need to sleep. I'll see you then. Love you, babe. If not, talk to you later. You have a good day and enjoy the thunderstorm. I can't wait till I live somewhere where I actually see the lightning and thunder again. I miss it. I can't see shit here. But I'm that crazy bitch that goes out in thunderstorms. I go out when there's a tornado going, where's it at? Where's it at? I want to see it. Where's it at? In your MERS, be safe. It is. Hopefully it passes quickly. Maybe storming here soon by the looks of it. God, it's rainy season. We're all going through it. I heard the tornado hit Texas, yesterday or the day before and killed a lot of people. So, praying for them and everything because this weather is out of control. Ellie said, I finally get to eat today. Let's see if the kids interrupt me and my meal goes cold. Always. I haven't had a hot meal since Katie was born. Not really. I've had warm meals, but hot, no. I can't tolerate hot food now. That's how long it's been. There's a reason why I drink cold coffee. Because my mouth can't take the heat. I don't know what it is. I'm so oversensitive now to heat. My mouth could take the meat, but not the heat. In your I had to go there. You knew I did. In your MERS, the other day, my son came home and was begging for watermelon. I cut this huge watermelon. He eats 2 pieces and said he's full from lunch. Immediately gets a popsicle and some cashews. Isn't it nice to be young? He saw my face and put them back into the freezer cabinet, points at my candle that says, Mom's last nerve. Oh, look, it's on fire. And I said, oh, look, it's on fire. And said, oh, look, it's on fire. I love it. I love it. That's funny. He's a little smartass. I love him. He's great. That's the way to deal with it, though. You can't be upset or afraid all the time. You gotta be able to laugh at everything. That's one of the things my kids are good at. They're good at being able to laugh at stuff. But I'm also good at making shit comical. De-escalation is one of my superpowers. That and irreverence, according to Grok. Just so you know, if you go onto Twitter and you use Grok and you ask about yourself, it'll give you a rundown of who it thinks you are. And let me tell you something, Grok needs to stay away from winning because it's got a little bit of a crush on him, and I'm about to get testy. But yeah, no, it was always a must follow. It raved about him. Didn't even mention me. The first time it did, then it was leave that bitch out. And then, he did the Grok for me, and all it did was reiterate everything about him because I post so much of his promos that I've erased my own online presence. Ain't that a bitch? It doesn't matter that I stream to X. None of that matters. What matters is that I am the mouthpiece for him. I'm his billboard. Self-appointed, of course, but I'm his billboard. So I have erased my own existence on X, and I have been replaced with the platform that promotes winning reality. I was like, son of a bitch. How did I even get there? But yeah, no, Grok was all about it. He's so thought-provoking, and it really waxed poetic about him. I was like, damn. I was like, if Grok is a dude, does he have the only fucking chubby for you? Oh my goodness. It was terrible. I mean, it's good because it really was a really good summary of his whole channel. It was way more eloquent than I was going to be because I can never put it into words what he does. there's so much. It's hard to like cover it in a way that makes him happy too. And this was like really, it was a really, really good description. It was. I was like, this bitch needs to back the fuck up. Like, because I'll cut a bitch. No. Anyway, having said that, I feel like we need a little something, something. I don't know. This whole week. Here we go.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker. Ah, God damn it.
That's my feeling for the whole like last week. The whole thing. But you know what?
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
That's why we go on. Because we are good enough. And we are smart enough. And god damn it, people like us. Not everybody, but fuck those people. Fuck them in the ear. I don't care. I don't care who don't like me. If you don't like me, well, that's your loss. Because I'm a loss. I'm not a conceited person, but I am a substantial person. Like I will bring substance to your life. So yeah, you fuck up, that I'm a loss. Whether you want to admit it or not. And that's cool. I don't think everybody is permanent. I think there are people who are meant to be in your life for a minute, some for a year, some for a lifetime. It's when you try to force it that shit goes wrong. If somebody's meant to move back out of your life, let them. If you feel a need to fight for them, if you feel an instinct to fight for that relationship, go for it. Do it. But don't let it destroy you. Don't let it become everything. Yeah, I wax poetic about my winning all the time. And he's a huge part of my life. But he's not everything. I can't depend on him for every single thing. It's not fair. To him or to me. We're doing each other a disservice. We're doing ourselves a disservice if we do that. I get that. But you know how many decades it took me to understand that? How many decades it took me to get here? Oh, I've been insulting Google AI every chance I get. Oh my goodness. And Wolfram. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, you got to have the sexy dance. I don't have the clip of us all together. Winning didn't give me that. He just did some changes on some of my clips to like, streamline them. But he didn't give me the new ones yet. Damn it. But thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Wolfram, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, honey. Hitting the right button again. Aw. I wish I had the booby thing. He's really got to like make me one. It's just we've had kind of like we've had a busy time lately. All his creative projects have kind of got put on the back burner to deal with shit as it starts and comes in. And then by the time that's all gone through, we have no energy to do shit. And we're just like, you just want to watch a movie with me? Just watch a movie with me. Let's just sit here in comfortable silence and just laugh at something because it's too much. And that's how we've been getting through everything. I mean, he could get through no problem, but he's been preoccupied with taking care of me because I've been a mess. I can't help it. But thank you again, Wolfram. I appreciate you so much. You're a wonderful, wonderful addition around here. I was telling Winnie the other day, I was like, I can't remember when he wasn't there. Isn't that weird? I was like, I hope he don't leave. I was like, I depend on him so much. Like, and we both do. We both do, but we both very much appreciate you. Elephant. I'm sure I have people who hate my guts, which is hilarious because if they knew me in real life, they probably think I'm a sweetheart. Yeah. See, I have the opposite. People don't realize I'm a sweetheart until they get to know me. And I have to like really like let them in. They don't really need that long. It's just I don't know why they all think I'm so mean because I have resting bitch face. Even with the smile on my face, they're just like, I don't know, you look so mean. I was literally smiling and whistling. Like, what the fuck? What about that said I was mean? I don't know. You're just intimidating. I'm intimidating because you can't push me around. That's the problem. My friend Vic used to say, it doesn't matter. You walk into the friggin' gym, it's full of people, and I know you're there. He was like, you walk in, and it's just like, oh, Shelly's here. Like, you don't have to say anything. You walk in the room, and it's instantly like you draw attention. And it's because I always walked with my shoulders back, tits out, like one foot in front of the other. And I did have that, walk, but I walk into a room and I expect people to act correctly. That doesn't mean pay attention to me. It just means act correct. And I demand respect wherever I go. It's different on here. I'm a lot softer on here. But like physically, like in real life, like, yeah, I can be intimidating without even trying. And it's sad because I really try hard not to be. And it's a defense mechanism. It's the shield that I wear all the time. Elephant, resting bitch face is a skill, Shelly. They're just jealous. I mean, I know how it is. Hey, Zach. Hey, Shelly without the E. Aru. Yep. Oh, Lord, Shelly is softer with us. I am. You have no idea how gentle I am with you guys. You have no idea. Like, you got a version of me that is vulnerable. And if you were to talk to like Marty or like anybody, any of my friends in real life, like my 3D world, I should say, they'll all tell you, oh, she's terrifying. Like, like you do not want to piss Shelly off. Because you can tell on my face. I never have to say a word. Just the look on my face is enough for you to be like, oh, fuck. Like, because I throw daggers with my eyes. Like, that's just how it is. And I can turn that smile off real fucking quick. Real quick. Shelly gets off here and goes, what the fuck is wrong with y'all in a thick Jersey accent? I mean, no, I do that here. I have no problem telling y'all you need Jesus. Like you really fucking do. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? No, I have no problem saying that. But most of you, there's whatever's wrong with you, it doesn't really matter because there's a lot right with you. And we'll work on the wrong shit when you're ready. If you're ready. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here showing my damn worst moments. It's like, this is your shittiest life. There's a reason I go forward that. No matter how bad my life is or was, I'm here. I'm laughing. I'm smiling. You hear me smiling. I know you do. Does Jesus do interior panting? Interior panting? Is that different than external panting? How do you internally pant? Like I'm trying not to outwardly breathe and yet make my chest pant. And it just won't happen. Painting. Jesus doesn't do interior painting, just carpentry. And the occasional wine delivery. Just saying. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine Jesus belonging to the Painters Union? House Painters and Plasterers, number 107 at your service. That's fucking hilarious. No, he's into carpentry. He's a woodworker. And there's jokes there that I'm not going because I'm not going to mock because I don't feel like getting struck by lightning right now. Thank you very much. Maybe later. I don't know. The more things like go on, I don't know if you all ever thought of how I spend my personal time, if it was even like a curiosity. I think you'd be surprised how much religious stuff I watch in my free time because all of it fascinates me. But lately I've been just all into like the revelations and like stuff like that and the nature of angels and like the truth of angels and stuff like that. It's weird how much I watch it now. I think the older you get, the closer you're like, I just need to learn so I don't have so many questions for God, or maybe because I want to have different questions. And yeah, I see many Jesuses at Home Depot looking for work. I could do that for you, Ellie. I mean, Jesus and, hymns. Machu Picchu. Yeah, they're all there. You can find all of them lined up at Home Depot. They're willing to work for cash. I need to find Jesus at Home Depot. I've got some house projects. Girl, it's fine. You could hire them, but you got to hope that they don't try to stay because, squatting is a thing. I have a story. Ride the lightning. I know. I'm a big coward. I don't want to get struck down by God. It's a flaw. Yeah, what can I say? Animers jinx. No. Zach, hey, Jesus, we need a set of cabinets, and also how much to heal our blind son. Let me tell you something. There are probably many Jesuses out in the world who could lay their hands on you and work a little miracle, but I don't think curing your blind son is one of them. But some Jesuses got to have skills. I mean, the odds are forever in their favor. Zach, Yamaha. There he comes with his velvety voice. God, I want a cigarette in the worst way. I really do. But I can't. We'll see how long that lasts. I keep going, yeah, I just should reduce the number of cigarettes, but no, I'm supposed to I said I wasn't going to have any. I don't know. We'll see how the day goes. I think the puking helped because that just made everything gross. So, Zach, Lord, I apologize and be with the starving Jesus in Mexico. Amen. I'm with all the starving Jesuses in men. I feel bad in Mexico. Amen. Yes, I feel bad for all of them. I feel bad for all of them. As long as they stay in Mexico, I'll feel bad for them. They come here, I'll be angry with them. There's a difference. Location. Stay the fuck out of my backyard. Ellie Fun. Dude, why does anybody smoke? I saw the price currently in the store and I was like, oh my God, I quit when it was about $1 a pack. I started when it was $1 a pack. I was pissed when it went up to $1.05. I was like, now I always have to have a goddamn nickel in my pocket. I have a story. No, you don't. Stick a fork in your leg, take your mind off it. No, wait, that'll make you want one more. First of all, stick a fork in my leg. I got enough problems with my legs. Let's not go putting holes in them. That way lies badness and hospital stays. But take your mind off it. Yeah, well, that's the problem. If I do that, I went and I got straws and I have a whole bunch of straws cut up next to me so I could try to use those and throw them away as I need to. I don't know that it's going to work this time. but I'm willing to try. I also have nothing else to like supplement. But I am tired. So hopefully I'll be able to go to sleep and sleep through that first wave of, oh my God, I want one. Oh my God, I want one. Oh my God, I want one. I don't really want one. I like the habit of it, the mannerisms. Because I'll just light one after another and just leave them there. It doesn't really matter. I don't have to smoke them. How many times you hear me lighter, because they go out because it's just in my hand. Because I forget to actually like smoke it. It goes out over and over and over, and it's retarded. Wolfram, for the no God crowd, my answer is you have lived your life the way you want, and so have I. That's a win for both of us. But if there is a God, then I go to heaven. Win-win. There you go. We're all winning. Keep on winning. Every time he says that, I'm always like, with both hands. And no, you're absolutely right, Wolfram. You're absolutely right. And I don't think anybody should have to believe one thing or another. You believe what you believe. You don't have to believe what I believe. I don't have to believe what you believe. But believe in something. That's my thing. I have no respect for people who have no beliefs. They take no stance. I would rather disagree with you, like 100% disagree with you, and you argue with me every single time on the same topic than you not believe in anything. Because I'd rather know who you are and where you stand. People that don't believe in anything, to me, they have no backbone. You know, they don't have a stake in this life. You know, your beliefs give you a place to start from. They're a reflection of you. You know, they're part of who you are. And that's why I'm very much for free speech, because I would rather you talk all the shit you want to talk so I know where you're at. I want to know what's going through your head. I don't want to be surprised later down the road and be like, oh my God, you never said a thing. Well, wasn't proper to say that. I don't, proper or not, if it's in your head, get it out. Like, I want to know who you are, especially if you're a permanent part, a semi-permanent part of my life. You know, if you're in my life more than you're not in my life, I need to know who you are for real. Zach, I'm a Christian, not a very good one. Hopefully God is merciful. No, I'm there with you. I am. I've gotten much better in my spirituality, but I will not be better in my religious habits because I no longer believe in the church. I have no faith in them. All my faith is in God, Jesus, and pretty much that's it. You know, the Holy Spirit is a part of that, but I believe in the Trinity. I believe in God on his own. I believe in Jesus on his own. I believe in Mary. That's where my faith is. But the church, no, the church is man-made and fallible, highly fallible. My only interest in the church is to teach me more. I want more information. Like, I want more things unveiled. You know, reveal your secrets. Tell me your secrets. That's what I want. But as far as like believing in them and what they do, no, that's long gone. Wolf Candor, day 3 was the hardest for me. Now the first day is the hardest for me. It's what am I going to do with my hands? What am I going to do like all day? Like, what am I doing? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, yeah, that's the hardest part for me. Here we go. Here comes that wall, and here comes my face. At least it's a wall in my face and not something else coming in my face. Anyway, Wolf Kinder 3. I put a cigarette and stood at the sink, flicking the ash, but don't smoke it. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When I was a teen, I lived with another family, and I asked mom and dad, "What if church was not true?" And they said, "We know, no matter what, that we live the good, upstanding life, even if we find out everything is not true. We know we tried our best to live a good moral life. And I think that's a lot of what religion can be. It's setting a moral compass. It's giving you guidelines for a more moralistic life. And it's this uniformity where everybody's working with the same morals and the same values and basically the same like traditions and rituals and that kind of thing. Like your base is more solid and not conformed, but it's more relatable, and it extends to a wider circle of people, that now become a part of your community. They become a part of your belief system. Like there's an exchange of like-minded ideas where you get to make more profound conversations about them. Unfortunately, there's a lot that gets left out, but on those subjects, like I think you have a lot more to talk about, and you get like really deep in the weeds of it all when you all have that same thing. But that's what I think religion is. It's a lot of just guidance so that everybody's going in the same direction. And I think that's beneficial. I really do. But the problem is they're not adhering to moralistic views and traditions anymore. They're trying to be inclusive, which means what? Pandering to the mentally ill. I don't go for that. Trying to normalize deviancy, not degeneracy, deviancy, morally and ethically deviant behavior, and trying to paint it like it's normal, and it's not. But yeah, I think if you believe in that and you live by those morals, you're trying to live a good life. That's the part that matters. It doesn't matter if you succeed or not. The fact that you try. This is not Yoda. Like there is no do or do not. There is no try. There is try. And if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. They both know now that they both have passed on. Well, if they're enjoying their eternity, then good. All I want from my eternity is to see a couple people again and to feel peace. That's all. I want to be worry and pain free in my afterlife. That's it. And shame free. That'd be nice too. Zach, oh, my buddy Ellie Font is here. Oh, somebody tell her. Oh, geez. I miss her dearly since she blocked me. Y'all just like pokey, 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 poke. When I quit smoking, I was around the same time I quit drinking. Oof. Well, see, that's the thing. If you're going to quit smoking, you can't really drink because those two things are both often a social habit. So if you're drinking and you're not smoking, you always feel like something's missing, or you might drink more. You've got to change your habits, who you hang out with, and sometimes how you cope with stress to be successful at quitting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wolfkinder, look into the St. Padre Pio Center in Eastern PA. Padre Pio, I loved him. The one with the stigmata. Yes. Oh my goodness. My great grandmother met him. Yes. She met him, and it was a highlight of her life. And she said he was just an amazing person. He really was. He was very sweet, very kind, kind of a little off color. Sometimes, like he had a weird, like he was very jokey. Sometimes, like everybody paints him as like this super pious, kind of always serious, but no, he had a really good sense of humor. They have one of his gloves in a case. I got to hold it and felt electricity at the site of my injury. Oh my God. That sounds amazing. I can't believe I've never been there. I've been all over Pennsylvania, especially Eastern Pennsylvania. But yeah, no, Padre Pio, yeah, with the stigmata, that was just, oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. Let's see. What are we going to play? We'll give you a Valentine.
Stop eating beans. Bangers and mash. Beans on toast. Stop. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
There you go. Zach with the super chat for $5. What does this button do? I like that button. I didn't know that you could comment back on super chats now. You can like them and you can comment on them. Like, these are the improvements that YouTube is making? Really? Like, that's their big feature. That's why they added that shit and none of us can see our view counts for like 3 days. Like, the hell? I don't get the decision making. But Zach, thank you very much. You're very sweet once again. And the same to Wolfram. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you for your support. He just wanted to be, he's like, I just wanted to be seen. I know, you nudge. But it is what it is. Oh, I don't know, guys. It's got to be a good week. Let's pray, please. Individually, just pray that it's going to be a good week, because I don't know how much more my blood pressure could take. I really don't. Last week ended with my ears going whoosh, 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 like all day. That was it. I couldn't hear shit. Google AI is a crinkle bottom furry. Wait, what is a crinkle bottom furry? Did it sit on like a lawn chair or something? Like, I don't get it. Did it sit on a plank board? Crinkle bottom furry. Ellie, what is a crinkle bottom furry? Is it different than a plump bottom furry or a flat bottom flurry? Flurry? I can't talk. Zach, yep, I'm not supporting creators. I'm just a narcissist who likes my comments read out loud. Good for you. You lie. You're always supportive, and I thank you for it. I do. What does this button do? Listen, there are many, many buttons, and not every single one of them needs to be pushed. But if you've ever met my mother, she's going to push them all, especially if they're my button. And you're not a narcissist. Jerky. Oh, fucker Katie's chat for teaching me what furries and crinkle bottoms are. I'm not looking it up. I'm telling you. I don't Google things that I don't have some inkling what they are since the day that I friggin' Googled blue waffle. I'm just not doing it. Shelly, it's a combo of the furry and a diaper wearing fetish. Ew, why? Oh, I get it. Crinkle like, not crinkle like a pattern, but crinkle like the noise. Oh, I get it. Totally fun. It's inappropriate to discuss gluteus regions. I mean, we talk about asses all the time. I will bounce my ass on you until you're fucking hysterical laughing. Like, I will literally like dee 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 dee. Like, I will do the whole like T-Rex dance, all that. Doesn't matter. Like, I will do it just to make you crack a fucking grin. That's me though. I'll make a jerk out of myself just to make somebody laugh. Like, you wouldn't think that, like, the way I am on here, like, so much, but no, face to face, I will make I will be so silly. I do. I like to be silly. I will be the clown just to make you laugh. I don't give a fuck. I got tons of dignity, tons of pride. That ain't gonna hurt my pride. I don't give a fuck. I don't take myself that seriously. Elephant again and fuck Shepherd teacher. I mean, there are things that I've learned only there. They're not springing to mind. But yeah, I've made the mistake of saying, what is that? When they say something, they're like, oh, you don't know what that is? Well, let us educate you. Fuck. Especially if you're in locals. Because then they get to give you visuals to teach you. They are not shy with the pictures and the movies and the gifts and all that. It's like, oh, God, I don't want to see it. Don't tell me. Don't. Wolfkinder, I have some healing oil from from the Padre Pio Center. The center was built because a woman took her 2-year-old daughter to see him. She had been operated on, her bladder removed, and she grew a new bladder. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Oh, Ellie said, never ask. What is that? Never. I know. I made the mistake once and I really don't remember what the hell it was, but it was like at 4 a.m. and you know who's in locals at like 4 a.m. And it was just like, okay, that was a lot. I was like I didn't need to know any of that shit because they know their history. They're almost worse than the farm sometimes. That they're like, oh, you want to know? Pull up a chair. I got tons to tell you. Like, oh God. Well, I'm not gonna say it that because then she's gonna get mad at me. No, I'm not saying that. But he's just explaining why Elifan blocked him. You leave my Ellie alone. Y'all be nice to one another. Don't make me go all mama on you. Imagine Mama's family. I could go Mama's family on you. I'm pretty sure I can pull that one off. And you, Joe asking, what is that? And being schooled is one of the best things though. Oh, I know. When Joe goes, what? What is that? But what is that? And then somebody will send them like that in a super chat. And he's just like, oh, like, no. Because there's certain things Joe knows about that it surprises me when he like comes out with the information. I'm like, how the hell did he learn about that? And then there's things that I expect him to know that he's completely in the dark about. And I'm like, where the hell have you lived? The Fanta story. Oh, that was the worst. I was there for that one. I was. And I don't know which one, the shock or the disgust. Like he was just, I thought he was going to, like, he looked like he was going to like hurl a little bit. Like he threw up a little bit in his mouth. Like he was disgusted. And he was just, and then the freak out about, you ruined Fanta for me. Like it was the whole thing. Which I'm there with him because that was my first learning about it as well. And I was just like, bleh, bleh. Like, oh dear God, you're ruining Fanta for me. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan to begin with, but after that, I was like, yeah, I'd never have to drink that again in my life ever. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's the dude's name? Chris Chen? Was that his name? That's the Fanta thing. The one Sonichu person, right? That was coming in Fanta drinking it. Yes, thank you for sharing, Enya. Yep. Chris Chan, yeah. You don't know who that is? It's some degenerate that, I don't know, I think he had sex with his mother or whatever. Like, yeah. It was a whole thing. Like, he's like the degenerate of degenerates. Like, just gross. It just, like, yeah, it was a thing. And I think that was the whole beginning of like that medallion, that bullshit medallion that supposedly now somebody else that we know and love has put on at some point and cursed their life. It's supposed to be this whole thing. It like robs you of your morals and soul and whatever. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's a medallion. Yeah, it looks like a friggin' demented Pikachu is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. But when they read the letter, when they read the letters, Joe's face, oh yeah, no, Joe was just, he was like, no, you're all lying to me. This isn't real. Things like this don't happen. Like, I love when he does that. He's like, no, you're all lying. This is a scam. You're all in it together. You're all scamming me. Oh God, oh no, God, no. Like he thinks that if by saying that it's gonna go away. Oh, his rant. I love when he gets like, yeah, he got like that the other day. He got on somebody's stream and just ranted for like 5 minutes, and they're all sitting there like, okay, we've been thoroughly chastised. And he was like, all right, I gotta go. And then he just left. I was like, good for you, Joe. Good for you. Yeah, I love me some Joe. Really fun. I have no idea what anybody's talking about. You might as well be speaking Greek. All you gotta do is a quick search and you'll figure it out. You will figure it out. Wolfkinder, he is mentally challenged, lived out craziness on the internet. Meme Copium did a series. He did. Meme Copium knows everything about him. It was like a train wreck. I couldn't look away. I know. It was disturbing. It was disturbing. I tend to think that him explaining, like getting into that, I think that's why he used to drink as much with the dudes. Meme Copium, I mean, because sometimes you need a belt or two to get through some shit like that. Because that was just bleh, like, oh, it was so gross. And he went into detail. Like, so Meme would be the place to find out about it, Ellie. That medallion is supposedly cursed. Yeah. I learned from Ricada's locals to not Google anything. Yeah. I mean, I knew that already, but still I'm a curious sort. At Elephant, consider yourself lucky you don't know the Chris Chan story. It really is gross. It's absolutely gross. It's yeah. But having said that, we're coming up on 4 hours. I love y'all for being here. I know that there was no real theme today. It's just a chill morning. Kick back. It's Memorial Day. Make sure you take a moment today and just be thankful for the people who sacrificed for all of us, who put their lives on the line and lost their lives because they stand for something greater than just themselves. I am very thankful because I don't want to be that person. Shelly's got to pee. Shelly's got to pee. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Not gonna lie. I need to go to the bathroom and I need to eat something and I need to freaking take a nap. We'll see if, that song 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'm pretty sure I'll get at least 2 out of 3. At least 1, because otherwise there's going to be a puddle. So yeah, just do me a favor. Just take a minute today and just be grateful. Be grateful that it's not you that's expected to put your life on the line to protect people you've never met in a place you've never been, sometimes for reasons that you don't even believe in, but orders are orders. Once you believe in the oath that you took and the vow that you made and you see it through. And that's what these people often had to do. And I respect the fuck out of them for it. And I'm very grateful that they did that because I enjoy where I'm at and I enjoy how we're going forward. We're trying to make things better. So thank you to everyone who ever gave, of themselves for our freedom and our rights. Liberty comes at a price. And I never had to pay that price, but other people have. And so they're worthy of recognition and remembrance. So all of you out there, have a happy Memorial Day. I hope you think about it and enjoy some hot dogs and hamburgers and barbecue chicken and some ribs and some brisket and whatever the hell you could throw on a grill. Everybody should be grilling today. So just go out there and just do it. Just have fun and enjoy, and just know that I'm very grateful for all of you as well. I enjoy these no theme shows, just chatting with friends. Well, I had stuff to say, so that didn't really fit into a theme. You know how to say things without saying things. So Minimer's in passing about the medallion thing. That's another cautionary tale, how the internet can encourage sad behavior. Yeah, and how it can perpetuate superstitions. So that's what that did. Yeah, there's no end date to that oath. Nope, there isn't. That's a hard life. No matter how many years you give to it, now, even if it's down to months and something takes you out or whatever, that's still a dedication that I'm not willing to make. I'm not capable of it. I'm not capable of following orders like that. I know I'm not. And I might have the bravery somewhere in me to do that, but I don't have the physical capabilities. I don't have the mental capabilities, and I certainly don't have the attitude to go with it. So I've always respected the military because it takes a certain amount of grit to follow orders and to not say, well, I don't want, that you have to be determined and you have to be able to push yourself and you have to be able to, lower your pride to follow the orders of somebody else. It's not easy, especially if there's any kind of conflict in you. There you go. To support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Yeah. And the Constitution doesn't matter if it's not, if it's not for the people. It's not the government that matters. It's the people that matters. The people that matter. We make up this country. We forget that. And we give that power away. And we need to take that back. We need to take that back. Make better decisions. Vote better. Be more informed. So teach you, enjoy your Memorial Day. If you're not in America, enjoy your Madonna Mia Monday, because that's what it feels like. Like, just feels that way to me. Have a good day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. I'm sure I will see you if you drop by Winnings tonight. He is going to do 2 chapters of the Alex Jones book, Great Awakening. So that'll be at 8:00 tonight. So I will see you there. Be there or be square. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting me and for putting up with my rants and my long ass conversations sometimes. I love y'all. Couldn't do this without you. And I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right, it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just said